Please! 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 She's fucking begging you, dude. Just go back for Christmas. Don't say, you don't have to be with her forever. Just fucking give her a little Christmas cheer.
Why won't you?
Give up that Christmas ass. Darlene wants it. She's a church lady.
Get some.
You know, well, first of all, let me just say, Christmas week is starting. I've already made up my mind since I saw the heavy drinking started on Friday and went throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
I know we have 2 major parties this week.
Yeah.
I don't want to be Bill Murray at the office party running around trying to make copies when Lauren down the hall is sending ass fucking faxes to people.
That would be her.
So protect me from being too sober this week. I'm trying not to be that guy because I'm watching shit you guys were doing over the weekend. I'm just like, let them go. They're blowing off a little Christmas steam. Yeah, they're using the show. And they're not thinking even slightly. And they're bringing the guy Charlie on to mention our shit. All fucked up talking about pussy at 4 o'clock. Let it go. Year-end stuff. Don't be Eb. I'm not going to be Eb this year.
Don't be Ebby.
People are doing their own stuff. So anyway, well, by the way, so we'll get into some of that, but the Darlene Love, what always kills me is that song. Other people attempt to cover it. You're like, what are you fucking doing, you two? Stop it. You're good at some things, but don't get around and get compared to that performance. It's too strong.
No, that's definitely one that if you were doing a Christmas album and everyone said to pick a song, I would avoid that one. I would say...
Even though that's the one you want to sing because you want to be Darlene Love, don't let yourself do it.
Maybe in a lip sync contest, you might want to choose that one.
Right. It's like when you see someone try to use a baby skyhook, and you're like saying, dude, someone did that really well, and you look silly now attempting it. All right, so it is Christmas week. Let me read some of these tweets. It's hashtag Bennington and at Bennington Show. Does Ron plan to watch Childhood End on Sci-Fi this week? He's talked about the books many times. This was maybe the first sci-fi book where I was a little kid. It blew my mind. And I had no idea that they were making a movie. A little panic because of sci-fi.
You gotta be.
And the Shark Week type shit that they do and the bad CGI.
There's no quality control on that channel. And they're in this building.
What?
The sci-fi people, they're part of NBC. NBC is like the parent company. So there's sci-fi people in this building.
See, I hate that. I don't even know that. Hard Rock Johnny is all excited because we played Darlene Love, and he feels like he has this personal connection to her.
He loves Darlene Love.
So she came and played the Hard Rock and did before she went to Jersey.
Right.
So he spent quality time. Chad Dukes says, a year ago today, I met the great Ron Bennington. He's a genius and one of the funniest human beings ever to live. Let me say this. When a great broadcaster says that about you, this is why I don't care whether I go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not, you know?
Although you deserve to.
All I want is the complete respect of my peers. That's it.
Just a simple request.
Yeah, that's not asking for a lot. Well, that's very nice of you to say. I didn't realize that was a year ago today. And that was when we were like, yeah, we're going to come back to D.C. a lot. Just a quick train ride away. And then we never do it. Here's what everyone sees passing the Brill building today, and it's scaffolding. Well, there's always something scaffold. Chad Dukes will back you up on that in D.C. There's never one of those great buildings in D.C. that isn't just covered in scaffolding.
The Capitol building looks crazy. It's still covered in scaffolding.
But this is what they do. It takes years to fix that kind of stuff.
I think the first time I saw the Washington Monument is when it was completely covered in scaffolding. And I was like, well, I feel like I didn't really see it.
Yeah. Actually, there's nothing to that thing anyway. I mean, if it wasn't there, you'd be like, who cares? It's a pillar. The fact that it's there, you're like, this is fucking great. I'm going to stand on the line and go up there. Sean Bolton says, lately the recipes have been limited ingredients for Blue Apron, but beyond delicious. That fucking sweet potato pizza. First of all, I'm going to readily admit this and get it out of the way. I saw pictures of Gail's that look prettier than mine. But mine was delicious.
It's so good. And I've had a few attempts now with working with their pizza dough because I've been doing the vegetarian.
I want that pizza dough all the time.
It's so good. It's really, really good. It's perfect. It's like the crunchy outside.
And I believe impossible to bake yourself. You know what I mean? Like when you're like, oh, I got a recipe for pizza dough. You just get this weird flatbread.
Yeah, dough is very difficult. That is an art form.
Well, I always said this, dough, a deer, a female deer.
You do say that.
It helps me remember all the little musical notes. I remember like in 5th grade where they attempted to teach us what all the notes meant, and we're having a test and we're doing 8th notes, and I'm like, I am nowhere near this point of music.
Impossible.
I'm not a composer. Why am I trying to learn this other language? It's literally another language.
It is. And it is strange to expect a child to just pick
They're
up on
fucking nuts. And then after that, all right, here's this giant chart for science. Learn all these elements. And you're like, I was interested in science 5 minutes ago. Now you've pushed it out of me.
Boron? Fuck that.
I never even made it to boron, dude. I'm very fucking proud of you for even knowing that one. I'm not what you would call a scholastic person. Not very learned. Like to go out, get high with my friends, ride around.
But you're well read.
Well, you have to be when you have no education. You have nothing else. But like trying to play catch up.
I like the idea of the way people say the streets are their school.
Yeah.
You're just like, these books are my school. Yeah, that makes sense.
My school's colors, black and blue. I think Vince Vaughn did that in a fucking movie. It just made me laugh for years. Yeah, the street, well, there is such a thing as a straight education. That fucking common sense education that no amount of your book of learning is going to pick up on. But you should also have a book of learning. If someone came in here now and started to teach a subject, I would find myself fucking just falling asleep. I could learn this better if you left. Thank you.
Who do you think you are?
Is there videotapes of you? Did you do a documentary about something? Because that would be easier than you. I remember being in 1st grade going like this. Why is she talking all the time? There's 30 of us. Maybe somebody else has some thoughts.
I always was most thrown off about the fact that we couldn't learn in a conversational way. Like if I didn't just have a question.
Which is how you would learn in real life.
Of course. If somebody was standing in front of you teaching you about something they knew and you had a question about that thing, you could just ask it. And that's how you would learn more about the thing. I'm confused on this. That really was the part that threw me as a kid.
Well, my thing was this, and when I was in elementary school, I would just sit and wait patiently for a dumb question so that when you could crack up and start yelling at the person, the teacher would feel like you were on their side. Like, yeah, listen to what Bennington's yelling at you. You are a dope. Because it was the only chance you could tell other people in the class what you thought of them is when they just annoyed a fucking teacher to death. And you could see it on the teacher's fucking face. That look on a teacher's face where they figured out nobody is getting any of this used to fucking crack me up. It was my favorite thing. Like, nobody at all.
So I've wasted my life.
Yeah. And then when they found out no one read the chapter that they assigned.
Oh, it was a shit show when that happened.
Dude, I've been so fucking busy for the last 48 hours. There's playing with my friends. There's television shows, both cartoon and adult. There's jumping up and down on the furniture when my parents are in the other room.
So many things.
I just want to bounce on the couch. Why is it so awful?
I would lose any book assigned to me by like an English teacher or whatever. Like they'd give it to me one day. Like I couldn't read it. I don't have it. I lost it.
You know what I used to do? I used to find a place in the class to keep it. So when other people were carrying their books, I would have my books hidden along the book thing in the back.
Smart.
And yeah, I couldn't walk around with books. I could not fucking do it. And I certainly didn't want to go to my locker like a fucking moron. 36, 17. Fuck that. That's stupid. My locker was clean as fuck by the end of the year. When they said that thing is everybody's going to clean out their lockers, I'd be like, I might as well just leave now. Because that motherfucker hasn't been opened since you assigned it to me. I'm not even sure where it is.
It's mint condition.
Just keep the lock. I don't even remember the combination.
If it was a fucking home, there would be grass growing all over it. Yeah, I did not like all that fucking stuff. And now in hindsight, I honestly wish that I did. I wish I had a formal education, but I do not. Kind of gave up on it pretty early on.
Well, it's always when you're older that suddenly you wish.
You're interested in everything as the years go by.
Yeah.
That's the mysterious thing about the world. Go to a museum. Do this fucking experiment for yourself. Go to a museum and watch children run through it. They just fucking think of it. I will get out of here. And then you'll see like high school kids walk through it quickly. And then you'll see an old man who won't make it out of the first room because he's just sitting there going, so that's how the Indians made pipes. And he's just looking it over. Suddenly you are tremendously interested in this planet that you grew up on and the history of it and everything. You're just like, oh my God, this place was pretty amazing. Unfortunately, this leukemia is going to take me out pretty soon, but I'm glad I had the chance to come here today. But little kids have zero. You can show a fucking meteorite to them, dinosaur bones to look at for a couple of seconds. And then they're trying to find out where the snack machines are. I used to go to a museum and an old man is fucking crying in front of a fucking picture somewhere. You can't believe the beauty of the world.
I like when a child views something for the first time that any adult would be in awe of it, and they're just like, cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I saw it.
Is it cool?
Yeah. Their grandfather's trying to tell them this whole thing.
They're already walking away.
This is how we drove the Kaiser away. See this?
That's cool.
Jeffrey!
Cool.
Jeffrey!
I'm hungry.
He's running. He's running now. Yeah, you could show a fucking kid just immense, like every year they used to take us in Philly to the Franklin Institute. And it's fucking science and it's got all this stuff. We never gave a shit until we could walk through the giant heart. That's all we wanted to do. Like fucking you'd be in school and you'd be like this. Just think a week from now we'll be walking through the giant heart. Everyone fucking loved that. The other thing that we loved, and I remember this in first grade, right? Is that we get there and there was a camera set up and then a TV. And there was a camera set up and a TV at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington. And the kids in Philly and the kids in Washington could wave to each other. And we were fucking blown away.
That's amazing.
We were blown away by what everyone now just calls FaceTime. You know what I mean? We could not, and we're like, this is happening now. They're in D.C.
Real time?
Do they see us? And we're just fucking pulling our ears and sticking our tongues out. And like, you go home, we got to see some kids in D.C. Your parents are like, what? Stop lying. Can't be done. You're explaining something that can't be done.
You're trying to tell me you were on a television?
Yes. We were amazed by that. And then I remember on our ride home, these two kids started laughing and told us that they saw some guy's pecker. And we're like, what? And some dude, they said they looked out the window and a guy who looked at him and he was rubbing his fucking dick. And we're like, that is the stupidest shit we ever heard in our lives. Where's he going to piss? In his car? You guys are fucking idiots. We didn't believe them at all.
That they had been sexually assaulted and didn't even understand it.
First of all...
Weird, right? Like, why would he do that?
They thought it was hilarious, and we thought they were just trying to get attention. We're like, stop making up lies. You're both fucking weirdos. Men do not piss in their cars. Okay? He was just sitting there fucking beating off at a red light to little boys in a fucking yellow school bus.
Liars.
I remember I think we were in fucking high school, and we walked into one of the museums in D.C. They took us all down from our fucking art class or whatever. And I remember walking through this room. I'm sure I brought this up on the air before. And I saw these 4 fucking pictures. They were all huge on 4 different walls. And it was like the seasons of man, right? It was him as a baby and him in kind of warrior mode and then older and then finally like, you know, as an old man heading towards death. And I remember being fucking blown away. Just going, someone fucking did this. This is amazing. And then me and my buddies make a right out of there, make another right, hit the fucking door, walk to a dive bar, and sat there until the bus fucking left. Just fucking drinking at a dive bar.
Oh my God.
And now I look back on it like, you drink every day. Why the fuck you just, and you actually got something from it. You know what I mean? You thought it was beautiful, but then you're like, this fucking bar is great. There's so much old rock and roll on here. Just sitting there, drinking 7 and 7s out of those little glasses like old men used to drink out. They would always have the smallest, weirdest, beat-up old glasses for some reason in the Northeast.
It was like a 6 or 8 ounce glass. It's very weird. And they would pour beer in it, too.
Yeah, they would actually drink beer out of it. They'd never look up at you. You'd be fucking just sitting there fucking drinking. If there was a pool table, you're like, this is the greatest fucking place in the world. And then it was just like fucking dudes that looked like they hopped off a fucking train.
You think they want bigger glasses?
I don't know what it was. Those old dudes had those small fucking glasses.
They're like little rocks glasses?
No, they're tall, they're like little, like 6 or 8 ounce. They're not rocks glasses. They're thinner.
Like a little orange juice glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a very small little old man drinking glass. You know, and all those old fucking dive bars that make you feel like you're in a Morrison Hotel fucking album cover were like my favorite fucking places. If someone said you want to go to a club, I'm like, that sounds fucking loud and boring. But to sit where old alcoholics drank themselves and fucking, you know, you look over and they're all teared up remembering something about some war or some old wife. You're like, this is fucking fantastic.
Those are the best. My grandmother would drink screwdrivers out of those every day, the tiny little glasses. She was old school. She loved it.
I don't know why they fucking thought that was such a good thing.
I hate them.
Well, you know what? I mean, when in Rome is what I like to say. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and complain about their glasses and ask where a big frosty fucking mug is. I'm going to go, this is what we do here.
What is this, portion control? Why are we doing this?
Yeah. And then you're just like, I fucking found a Sam Cooke song. This fucking place is great. If you think that you could even like, Sonny Boy Williamson, you fucking believe it? Any old shit, you know, fucking bluesy thing or early rock and roll, then you thought this is an authentic bar.
And that's almost gone now, where most bars just don't have the jukebox or anything. It's all, you know,
well, why
streaming.
would you? You fucking could stream the whole thing. But there was something great about an old fucking jukebox with songs that had been in that same jukebox for fucking, you know, decades.
Yeah.
That was always. Even when I first came to New York, anybody who said, oh, you got to go to this great bar I found, it was always an old jukebox, was the number one fucking thing about why it worked.
That's the best. When they actually are old. Because now there are some of those jukeboxes where they're like, you know, a touch screen.
Yeah.
Forget it. Thanks. It's the worst. But yeah, there are still like, there's so few of them, but that's the best when you find like a good old dive bar with actual records in there.
I would always do the same fucking joke every time that I would go into a place. It's find a weird song. Once I did it with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, and I play it 10 times in a row. And another time I did it with Funky Town. And fucking people started yelling, what the fuck is with this? And I would join in. Who's the fucking maniac that keeps playing Funky Town? Because other people would come in and put their songs in, but there would be 10 Funky Towns before they got to their song. So they felt somehow that their money had been fucking taken from them. You know who, all right, so what does a jukebox have to have before you're like, this is a fucking great jukebox? Because there's one performer for me. that it must have to be in a good bar?
I think the Stones has to be on there.
What era Stones, though? I don't want to fucking hear Start Me Up. That fucking annoys the shit out of me.
I want to hear Sympathy for the Devil.
I got to hear Exile, right? Anything from Exile, I'm like, okay, this is a bar that someone has curated a little bit. The other thing is, of course, is Van Morrison. Because if there's no Van Morrison, you are not in an Irish bar.
Right.
To this day, if you go to PJ Clark's over on the East Side, you will hear more Van Morrison that afternoon than you had in the previous fucking year of your life. Right now, they're just fucking playing that Pogues Christmas song.
On a loop.
Yeah, it's just fucking playing.
They're doing it Funky Town style.
It's Christmas-y. And everybody's acting like they're hearing it for the first time. Hey, Ryan in Boston thinks he knows the name of that glass.
Ronnie B.
Yeah, man.
I believe the glass is a Pilsner glass, a little smaller on the bottom, little wider on top.
I would say no to that. That's not what we're talking. We're talking more of an old school highball glass. It's just a small, boring glass.
Like them tiny little glasses to drink beer out of. When I went to UMass Amherst, me and my buddies used to screw out of Amherst and go up like Deerfield and Whately and all these podunk towns and drink with the old men, and we'd go in there in the wintertime and they'd stare at us and go, "What are you guys, a bunch of snowboarders?" And we weren't snowboarders.
That's always fucking great. That's always fucking great when they just leap it in with that. Chris has found this like a small orange juice type glass. It's someone like that, but more beat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something people would drink Ballantine beer out of.
Like, that's like a nice glass, but I know it's...
I don't think that there is a name to any of this type of glass that we're talking about. It's just something that old dive bar dudes know about. I saw a show, I forget where it was, but they were talking about the dive bars in Chicago or like any city becoming less and less because there's more young people. And a lot of these places were shift bars where you could go in there at 9:30 in the morning and it'd be the same pack just as if it was 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. But this one dude, he bought the bar from somebody else and has been sitting there for 50, 60 years. And there's just faded fucking pictures and just fucking old signs that no one remember why they went up, you know?
Yeah.
And he said that there was some young hipsters in there, and they're like, "This is an amazing bar." And he's like, "Yeah, thanks." And they go, "Where did you come up with the motif?" And he's like, "What the fuck do you mean motif? I just don't give a shit for 50 years. I did not put this together as a project."
Yeah, but what was the inspiration behind it?
Reality. Reality about being stuck in a dive bar with a clientele that's slowly dying.
I like it. Dark.
Yeah, it is fucking dark.
What's your mixology program like?
One of these places, they were going around talking to them, and one of these places said they will throw out anyone who asks for a menu. If you ask them for a menu, get out.
What's your signature cocktail?
Now, we started this because this is Christmas week. We're going to play Christmas songs. 1 week. That's what you get. Mm-hmm. Not all December. And we started it with Darling Love, so it's going to be tough to beat. But, you know, for the last 20 years, that Mariah Carey song has been the number one Christmas song downloaded or whatever. You still hear it constantly when you walk out on the street here.
It's a modern day classic.
It's no longer modern day, though, because it's 20 years old.
Right.
You know?
Oh, God, that is old.
Isn't that crazy?
It's weird to think.
Yeah. But this is the first year that it's been kicked off.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's gone.
That's a hell of a run.
Yeah, and it's a run that I thought would... Now, here's the thing that kind of bothers me, though. It got replaced by a remake of a song that I never once even liked.
So this is another modern day artist?
Yeah.
Is it Bublé? Because I know Bublé did a Christmas album.
No, it's not the Bublé, although he does get a lot more fucking play than you would expect. Right. NBC loves him for some reason.
I forgot he was still around.
Yeah. And he's just, first of all, he sings those Sinatra and Dean Martin songs without ever having lived a life. So it really bothers me.
There's nothing edgy about that guy.
Yeah. And by the way, Christmas songs, they try to push out the old ones, but I still think that the Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martins, I came in an Uber car today and the radio station was playing Dean Martin. And it was a local terrestrial station in New York. And you just, weather outside is fresh.
It's nice.
Yeah. It was great.
I always like those classic ones. And I love the Brenda Lee. Like, I think that's maybe one of the best.
Which one she does?
She does the Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
That's a good one.
And her voice is so cute. It's the best.
Chris is going to play it for you now.
Thanks, Chris.
Of course.
Cersei's got an Aleve fucking commercial coming your way. Did she say fucking pie?
Later we'll have some fucking pie. What?
And I'll blow you under the tree.
What? What
Love
did she
this
say?
song.
Figure my ass now. Yes, my ass now.
Kind of sounds like she's...
Charlie has something he wants to jump in now. Charlie.
Ronnie B., one of the many things that the internet ruined was daytime drinking. There was a bar in Ordell, New Jersey. You could order meatloaf, and by the time they walked in the back, they walked out with your meatloaf already. It was social. It was something to do. And now everybody just stares at their phone, and all those old bars are gone.
Well, I don't think the internet is why they are gone. I just think that there's more clean places to daytime drink now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people tend to think, where should we go to drink rather than that not even coming up? When you had a real neighborhood bar,
Right.
it was almost like a weird room in your house that you went to.
When you have that bar where you say, we're going to the bar, we'll be at the bar.
Right,
There's
see you at
only
the bar.
one bar.
See you at the bar. And then somebody comes in that you don't know, and everyone's kind of weird about it.
What was that?
This is odd. These people, I don't know what the fuck they're up to. Obviously, they're cops of some type.
I don't belong here.
Matt in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Ronnie. Back in the early 80s, I used to bartend in one of those old man bars, and the glasses are called shell glasses.
All right, Chris has just put up a bunch of seashells.
Glass station.
No, try again, Chris.
Sweet, Chris.
God, drunk.
You Google shell glass. See what comes out.
All right. You know what? Great comeback. Great comeback.
Just
Chris.
throw a test out there.
You do me a favor. Google on your fucking magic phone shell glass and see if you don't see a glass seashell.
Right there,
Sit in front of
Brainiac.
you.
I'm doing shell drinking glass. It's just glasses with seashells in them.
It's just a fucking small glass is all it is.
It's just small.
Doesn't have a fucking name.
Fucking round glass. It's like a tall round glass. It's shorter. It's about 8 ounces of liquid could fit into it.
Tim in Texas.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up? What is it, Tim? You're on the radio.
Hey, man. Well, I was just thinking, we go down here in Texas, we got all these little, don't have jukeboxes in the bars no more, but all the little cafes have them. And me and my buddy, as a goof, every time we leave, we always put it on some kind of, it'd be a little redneck cafe. We'll put it on some kind of Lady Gaga or something like that and play it about 50 times and hit the road.
And just get out of there. See, I got to hang around. I'm like what they say on CSI, take a picture of the crowd because the murderer always comes back, see what the excitement's about. I got to sit there with everybody else.
Everyone seems to be very upset.
I see the fruits of your work.
And sometimes if no one's noticing, I got to even yell out, like, what the fuck is this? Right? Again? Ha! 4 times in a row.
Swear, this is weird, right, guys? Kind of makes you angry.
The thing I miss about not drinking is all the drinking that you do.
The drinking part.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot happens, especially this time of year.
Oh, this is well, you guys on Friday, I mean, you did a double shift.
Yeah.
You were still hanging around doing some prep work on the 2 weeks that we're going to be off.
Yeah.
So you thought, why not drink while that's happening? You know what I mean? Like, that's an odd thought to have at work.
Well, there's a bottle of scotch here.
And it's not a thought I think most people have in June or July. I think you're right.
You would rarely do that in June or July.
It's festive.
Yeah.
In June or July, you're like, we need to get out of here. It's beautiful outside.
So the reason, like, I'm always like in the summer, like, why do we get such a long Christmas break? We should have a long 4th of July break. It's because if you come to work, no one's going to be working.
Yeah.
You can already see here that it has started. There's no real work to do. Let's fuck off.
Yeah, this morning, even when I left my neighborhood, I noticed like the trains just seemed less crowded on the way in. Like the commuter crowd is less. I mean, you come here, obviously you have the tourists, but you can see people
less
are
tourists
already
this week than the last 2 weeks.
Exactly, yeah. But it seems like people are not going to work already. They've already begun.
They've already, and if they do go to work, they're just fucking around.
They're just wearing a Santa hat and walking around like, you guys excited?
You got the spirit?
Scott in Jersey, what's up?
Yeah, hey, Ronnie. When I was a little kid, I used to go to one of those dive bars with the old man all the time. And in Philly, they had what they were called Ortlieb glasses.
I remember Ortlieb's.
Yeah, I knew you would, and maybe they had this in every town. Who the hell knows? But they were like an 8-ounce beer glass, and they were cheaper than a regular draft.
Chris, you're not going to find it because Ortlieb's was actually an old brand name that may have even been more.
Yeah, but like maybe Pittsburgh had an Iron City glass or something. But they were like an 8-ounce draft beer glass that was cheaper than a regular one.
It's literally something that you would drink out of if you were sitting in Baltimore. It's just the end of it all. But those bars were, in fact, real places. And then I remember when they started the Fridays type bars. You know, the original Fridays was in New York City and was a bar that the bartenders used to show off at. That's it. Right?
That's weird. I didn't know that Fridays actually was in New York. The original
Fridays is only a few blocks away from here. And remember that Tom Cruise did that shitty fucking
Cocktail?
movie? Yeah. So that original place was kind of a bar that people went to. And then they're like, what if we could take this bar and put it in Oklahoma City and put it in Minnesota and put it in Duluth? And you're like, and that's when that kind of fake bar, and it feels somewhat comfortable because it feels like a bar,
right?
But it ain't.
They've got a bunch of kitschy stuff up on the wall. Right. Kind of seems like a bar.
Yeah, Bennigan's was never a real fucking experience. And yet, when you go out there, you're like, hey, this bar, look at this. They got fucking wings, and there's fucking cheese sticks, potato skins. And you act like, hey, I feel like I'm in a bar. But you weren't. You were all in some weird separate universe, you know?
Right.
No, obviously you could get drunk, and it's almost like if your fucking chick came home and she was like aliens, or she had been fucking turned into a robot. You would be onto it until you got drunk, and then you would just go with it.
Yeah.
And that's what those fucking places are like.
Close enough.
Yeah. And, and those places, we have places that feel like they're restaurants, like Chili's or something. You're like, oh my God, this is like I'm in a restaurant. But it's not. It's some kind of Twilight Zone fake experience.
There's a waiter and there's apps.
They make all the servers talk really folksy and like,
yeah.
Hey, buddies.
And you're like, I think that person kind of likes me. Looks like somebody's ready for some nummies.
Oh, I love nummies.
I would always do, back in my awful days, the same fucking joke over and over. I'd act real stern. I go like this. Hey, I came here to drink, not make a friend. And then everybody would laugh. But I am serious. I really don't want a lot of chatting. There's a lot of shit on my fucking mind right now. It's all made up. And I feel like this alcohol can unmake it.
Just take the order.
Just when you look over and you see that empty, run back. Don't ask me a bunch of questions if I want any more. And find out what those little fucking glasses are.
You have to have a name.
Fucking crazy.
You have to have a fucking name.
Here's Bethany in Toronto. She thinks she knows.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good.
Just wanted to give you my 2 cents. Aren't they called tumblers?
No.
No?
Yes, it's too wide. It's too wide.
It's
and
too
short.
wide, and that's actually for an actual drink.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I mean, an actual drink would go in there.
Okay.
This one was, somebody wrote in, but they hung up, that they had their small things because you could fit more of them into a dishwasher. But most of the places I went to, I can't even imagine having a dishwasher.
Right, but
just
maybe 'cause
gray
it-
water that they soak stuff in.
I love seeing a bartender do that in a dive bar where they'll just just dump it in dirty water, dump it in like kind of cleaner water, and then put it up on the shelf. Just rag it down with like a really dirty rag.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay.
All right. The alcohol will kill off most of the germs, right?
I don't want to stop drinking, so I'm going to allow this to happen. All right, you guys did not guess what the song was that replaced All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is a remake of that Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney, that awful song.
Yeah, it's the Shins or somebody like that.
You do know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're all over it. Yeah, it's the Shins, the whole Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, which to me is always one of the more annoying songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that one is irritating. It's definitely not one of my favorite Christmas songs. It's kind of irritating.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
It's corny.
Sounds like something Paul McCartney would do.
This beat Mariah.
Fucking crazy.
Bunch of assholes.
Chad.
Ronnie B, it's Dukes down from 106.7. How you doing?
First of all, thank you for that nice tweet. I did not realize that was a year ago that we were hanging out.
It was one of the bigger moments of my life. You know what a big fan I am of yours, and I think you've done a tremendous job with this show, and Pepper and Gail, and I love it so much, and I was so happy that you guys were able to kind of form this thing naturally after Ron and Fez left, so thank you.
And by the way, this is a terrific broadcaster saying this, so this is not to be taken lightly. And Gail, this is weird because Chris is the Giants, me and Gail are the Eagles, Chad is the Skins, and we're all in the worst championship hunt of all time together.
Hoping for that tie tonight.
Yeah.
Hoping to keep it fucking interesting.
Just the three of us circle jerking for this goddamn division.
Terrible thing. And I literally was yelling at the fucking Bears yesterday.
How could they?
And I'm like, why do I care who wins this division?
You should care. We should all still care.
No, I don't think we should. I think we should hang ourselves.
But it feels like every victory, every win just feels more like saying, oh, see, we're not terrible. It never feels like we're great. Because we're just not. It's just not the
Nobody's
case.
out of this. I saw Texas last night. Still feels like they're in it. They've had a fucking hideous season.
Yeah, it's a train wreck. They should just disband that franchise. Their fucking coach is an asshole.
And yet they're in it. They're in the hunt.
Here's why your three lives are better. You don't have to go to a bar in West D.C. and talk about the Inept franchise for like 4 hours like I do.
Yeah. But the people in D.C., they still believe, right?
They do. I heard you talking a little bit about the fan base down here, and you're correct in a lot of the things you say about the area, and kind of weaving it back into the bar topic you're having. I mean, you can speak on it from living down here, Ronnie. There's not a lot of identity. I mean, there's so many transients, and the whole city is so suburban that these bars that you're talking about, they were boarded up in D.C. so long ago, and what I have seen is that the real hardcore drinkers, the alcoholics, they moved to those franchise restaurants that you're talking about. Like, you'll go into a Red Robin or an Applebee's,
right,
and you'll just see 50 and 60-year-old men, like blue-collar guys, pounding drinks at the bar while there's, families having dinner with their kids all around them. It's a very surreal environment.
You know what? I never thought of this, but when I first broke into comedy and we took it over this little fucking bar, we never could get the bar itself. They kept those guys sitting at the bar just drinking and not even talking to each other while the rest of the room was watching a comedy show. And I said, those dudes aren't helping our cause and trying to flip this room. And the owner said to me, dude, they're like 60% of my income. I'm not going to throw these guys out. He goes, when you're not here, they're still here. I'm not charging them to come in. I'm not flipping the room with them. They're the bar. They sit there. And there was, you couldn't have had a shittier, weirder, fucking no personality bar than that. And we just put up crinkle curtain in the corner and went, "It's a show, everyone." Did you ever notice this? Like fucking little homosexuals. But all right, Chris, who are your next games against?
The next game's in Miami tonight.
Miami tonight.
And then the last game of the season is the Eagles. I think the Panthers in between that. So I think it's,
The Vikings too, yeah.
And the Vikings.
How many games you got left? 7?
4 games left.
So your shitty Vikings aren't out of it.
Not yet. Not yet.
What?
No
Which
one's
is
out
good.
of it.
Yeah.
It's
Everyone
ridiculous.
stinks.
Yeah, Fez's Bucks are still in it. Like, he was really destroyed yesterday about the fucking Saints winning.
None of it matters.
The second his team loses, he brings up rape and crab legs. Rape and crab legs is his biggest problem.
Jameis ain't doing bad.
Oh, I think he's terrific. I go Fez. He's going to be there for fucking next 18 years. You better get to love him.
Drop the rape thing already.
All right, Chad. Good to talk to you, buddy.
One last thing, Ronnie. There's a clip on YouTube of your Clint impression where you're talking about his shark mouth store, and then you say, "I'm going to bring my shark mouth back out onto the boat," and Pepper says, "Why? That's not going to help us catch any sharks." We played that. This is how sad my life is. Me and my brother, my whole family, we're all sitting around for Thanksgiving dinner, and we just put the phone out in the middle of the table and played that, and everybody's breaking up at the notion of Quint being frustrated that he can't sell his shark mouth skeleton.
I know, that was a weird... See, here was weird about that. We were improvising that, right? But then the thought of it is, why didn't we think that in 1975 or whenever the movie came out? Why did he just only sell shark mouths?
Terrible business.
Yeah.
Just big pots full of boiling shark mouths.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later. I love Chad.
He's the best.
And, like, seriously, in my opinion, one of the last members of our tribe, the kind of talk radio that the people that we know do. You know what I mean? Like those people who get the talk radio gimmick and they're not off doing other weird shit with it. Whether it's Zooish or whatever the podcasty fun is. I can't even figure that out.
Just talk radio.
Yeah, just talk radio. Hey, Dave, what's up? Dave in California.
What's going on, Ronnie B? What was unique about the bars were the names, Ronnie B. I remember as a kid, my dad going to the Shoestring or the Huddle, the King's Inn, Reds, or the Cloverleaf.
You know, there's, we still, in the city, there's still Irish bars here.
Yeah, there's less and less, but they're still around. And even like the old school, like the older school dive bars, like the Subway Inn, that place just shut down. That was really sad.
It moved over to First Avenue, and they took the fucking sign. It's right where you get off the tram.
Oh shit! Well, then
remember it used to be Atomic Wings or whatever the fuck that was. Yeah. That's now. I'm walking by it one day and it just says Subway Inn. I'm fucking cracking up because there's no subway stop there, and I'm like, they took that sign out and put it over there.
Great, that sign was the best. I love that neon shit.
Well, I used to call that other place Atomic Wings until you told me that Atomic Wings is just like a thing.
It's like a brand of wings.
You only sell in bars.
Yeah.
But they made the sign as big as you would a bar sign.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, Chris, that's a place on the east side.
Wait, Atomic Wings is not a place? When you see that, it's just...
Yeah.
It's like, and like certain bars have like, we have Atomic Wings, and then you buy, and then, you know, it's just their brand.
That's where you
wing.
buy Atomic Wings.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. I just assumed that was a place.
Me too. I was the same way. I called the place Atomic Wings. No wonder I couldn't find it every time I was trying to look it up. Here's the weird thing. I never thought the wings were that good.
They're whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to be overly hot. I don't want to go to a place where they go like this. You can probably only eat 3 of these wings before your mouth starts to bleed. That's not helping me.
I want more.
The fucking nuclear option or whatever. I don't know what sick fuck orders that. I want to eat like fucking a dozen wings. I don't want to cry by the end of it.
Why you only eating a dozen? You're not hungry today?
I was just, okay, let's go. Let's do 2.
Let's do 2. Paul, how are you?
I'm good. How about you, Ron?
Good.
Do you want to know the name of the glasses?
Sure.
Pony glasses.
Ponies, those were bottles. Those were like the old,
well, the
7-ounce bottles.
Yeah. you guys were from Pittsburgh rather than Philly, you'd know there are pony glasses and pony
We're
bottles.
looking it up right now, and they're not fucking. That's not the same glass.
It ain't the glass, man.
You know what? Why don't you go put French fries on your fucking sandwich because you're too lazy to have it on the side?
Dick.
You don't know what's good.
I certainly know this. You cut bread the wrong fucking way, dude. You want to have the most amount of crust that you could have, not the least amount. Pittsburgh is fucking crazy.
It's ass backwards.
Less crust.
This is so great. Look, you put the fries and the coleslaw on the sandwich. Why?
I like to have everything in one fucking shot. Stupid.
Why?
Stupid.
Oh, you put your dessert on there. Put a piece of fucking cake on it. Kamini Brothers.
The purpose of a side is to have something aside from the sandwich.
I figured this out about myself this year too. I have never bit into a cheeseburger before I've tasted the fries. I always taste the fries first.
You've got to. I think that's got to be a common thing.
I hope so.
I know I do it.
Now, I know some people will eat all their fries before they go to the next, and those people are mentally ill.
No.
Sometimes I get too into it. I have to stop myself from eating the fries before I go to the
I can understand that. You get carried away.
But I know that
it's not a compulsion.
Oh, no.
Like, you don't want to eat all the fries first. You just might accidentally do it.
Oh, they're gone.
I know a fucking kid that his family made his dumb fat ass eat all the food before he could have his beverage.
What?
Right? So he had the cleanest plate before he could drink. That was
torture.
Child abuse.
That's actually torture.
I was like, I said to myself, you'll choke to death one day.
Yeah.
You'll literally choke to death.
And then they'll be happy.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like abuse.
To be honest, I don't think they much cared for him. And I'm not lying about that.
I don't think that you could care for somebody that you would say you are not allowed to take a sip of a beverage if you need.
That
mid-meal.
family, that fucking family, tore into this kid like he was a heckler. I mean, they were just fucking drilling his dumb ass from the second he walked in.
Could you get a word out? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Now, did he have other siblings that didn't get this treatment?
Yeah, I didn't see it. You know, I mean, they were older, and I didn't see them getting a rough time. But I went over there one time, and he was just sitting next to a shed crying.
Oh, no.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wipe off the fucking tears, fat boy. We're outside. You know what I mean? This is our fucking time.
What happened? Did he take a sip before he finished his food?
You know what? You're like a fucking bad uncle of his, isn't it? That is the weird thing about life, though. If everyone starts picking on someone, you gotta fucking jump in and be part of it. If not, you look like a fucking, you're not part of things.
I guess this is what we're doing, huh?
Just you saying that this kid couldn't drink. I was like, I need to drink something right now. What if someone wouldn't let me drink?
Yeah. I would like to say this to the kid. You can't have another bite until you do drink. It's bite, drink, bite, drink, bite, drink.
Alternate.
Clear your fucking palate out. You're fucking not gonna have fucking little food chips sitting around up there.
You're constantly chewing. Jesus. Lay off, kid. Wash that down.
Some fucking kids, they get a fucking ride though, don't they? I mean, they just get fucked with. I had a cousin, like, everybody in his family just fucking rained shit down on him, right? And he didn't talk much. You know who I'm talking about too, right?
I have a guess.
Write it down.
I'm going to write it down.
You know exactly who it is. Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly right. So this fucking kid, he'd be sitting around. The whole family would be talking about this and this. He'd fucking just say one thing and we'd be like, why? Why do you always gotta say this? You know, they would all just fucking, your room's a mess. You know what I mean? They would just fucking freak on him, man. He used to crack me up. And I tell you why, he let it roll off his back.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking stop that fucking shit day one.
Oh, yeah. Like prison rules. You gotta, set up that you're not gonna be messed with.
Prison rules is what the Bible should be called. It should be little fucking helpful hints. Because I honestly believe fucking people are treated the way they allow themselves to be treated. I think it's that fucking simple.
That's very true, yeah. You gotta set it up.
This ain't fucking happening.
I'm gonna drink when I want to drink. Anytime I'm thirsty in this house, I'm gonna take a sip.
It's not crazy. If I gotta go out to the fucking hose, I'll do it. Take away my milk. I don't give a fuck.
I see everyone else in this house drinking when they want.
Get this fucking straight. People get thirsty. All right, so I don't know who put up this Mike and Molly. Which one of you guys put up that the mom on the show said she got canceled? I think Vito does all the work and then he's not here till later. So anyway, the mom on the show tweeted out, "We've been canceled. It's over." No. And no one could reach. Like, the production
Chuck
company,
Lorre
Chuck Lorre can't be released. And it can't be this fucking day player who's not even seriously involved in anything. But everybody has picked up on it. I was fucking cracking up that this is not the way you make announcements by the mom on Twitter.
She says, before you hear it elsewhere.
Why are you breaking the news?
Who told you to break kayfabe? Well, it looked like Hogan's handing over the belt next SummerSlam.
This is the final and 6th season of Mike and Molly on CBS. That was her entire fucking
That's
message.
fucking hilarious.
She's awesome.
Before you hear it elsewhere.
This has to be some sort of breach of contract. I'm sure that there has to be something that says you can't announce that first.
No tweeting of internal show business. Come on, lady. Yeah, they have a shortened season, so I guess everyone was thinking that maybe something is up.
I'm interested in
Well,
how
they've
many...
been on for 6 years. I mean, I get it. They're trying to lose weight and have it in 6 years. I think I think for what they came in with, premise-wise, they had one hell of a run.
About 150 episodes.
I'm shocked that they've had 6 seasons. I didn't realize that. It still kind of seemed like a new show to me.
Well, what's interesting about her is she's definitely a movie star and not a TV star.
Oh,
like, the show was
absolutely.
never a big TV hit, but then she's a big movie star.
Yeah.
I forgot she was on the TV show after she broke with movies. I thought she was right. I guess
You thought she quit the TV show?
Yeah, I did. I assumed that.
Before you hear it elsewhere.
I think that they did a bad job of marketing the fucking show, you know? You can't do a fucking episode of whether they're eating salads and they've decided, no, fuck it, let's start eating cake. I don't know what they do. Tell you the truth, I haven't really seen them. But
I think they work at a cake shop.
I know. It ain't up to the mom to fucking tell everybody when the show's over.
I just want to know how many followers she had.
I think she's got over 600. Chris is now going to go over and see how many
I guarantee
followers.
her followers went way up after breaking the story.
I don't think there's anything funnier than the mom on the show. I got kind of a show business thing I already know for a fact, and I shouldn't even say it though.
About a show
you didn't
being
find
canceled?
the Twitter?
Oh, she put it up on Facebook, not Twitter.
Oh. I wonder who's following her Facebook. Look, her picture isn't even in the fucking poster for the show. And she says,
she feels the need.
Yeah, before you hear it from the creator, the stars, or the network, let me, a woman who gets 4 minutes of FaceTime every 2 weeks, to allow you to know this is what's happening with us.
Holy shit, Rondi.
That's fucking great. Yeah, what's her name?
Rondi Reed.
Yeah. If I was a network and she's looking for a next show, I'd be like, isn't she the one that gives away fucking secrets? Anyone can play the mom. I don't want the fucking extra hassle she brings.
She's a troublemaker.
She sings like a bird.
Yeah.
As soon as she gets a little tidbit.
Fucking parakeet. She's running a fucking gossip column out of that fucking place. This just in, Mike and Molly not only canceled, only getting 13 episodes. On the last episode, they both have heart attacks. You heard it here first, kids.
I like that she didn't leak it to someone to then write about it. It's very clear who's the leak here. It's on your Facebook.
My Facebook? It's odd. I'll have to go back and check that.
I thought that was private.
I said a couple things. I'm not sure exactly what. When was this? Last week? When people will ask you details that don't matter. Did you shit in the kitchen? Did you shit in the kitchen? They're like, today? Because no. Definitely not today. He asked Chris. He saw me up front. I haven't even been to the kitchen yet. And you're like, but look, did you ever?
Split hairs here.
By the way, that was always Earl. When he would be fucking caught in our studio 3 o'clock in the morning, fucking drinking ginger ale and eating crackers in a bathrobe. And we'd be like, Earl, are you fucking living here? Here. In the studio or the office? Are you living anywhere around this fucking building? Did you just fucking wash up in the men's room? That's what I'm asking you.
What would you consider your home?
I would get, also with Earl, I would get fucking calls from some listeners. Some people that we would know because they would become friends of the show. And they're like, Ronnie, he calls me 100 times a day. I'm starting to really worry. And I would, I'll just use the name Darlene. And I would go to him like this. I go like this, Earl, never called Darlene again. Okay. Won't happen. Taking her name on my phone. Like, he would not even go, why or what's going on.
Because he knows what's up.
Yes, he knows he was being fucking crazy.
Outed for being a creep again. Got it.
Say no more.
Yeah. I'm going to keep this job. Obviously, this is my last chance at radio. And after this, I'll be a vibe manager. So absolutely don't want to cross the line.
Yet he does it often.
Boom. Right? Yeah. Right now, he's being told not to call dishwashers 100 times a day. You ever been in a conversation just one-on-one with him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In a crowd, he doesn't talk. One-on-one, he talks forever.
Never stops talking. And even when I'm trying to end the conversation, he doesn't realize that the conversation ending. He keeps it going. And then I'm just like, all right, Earl, I have to go. And then I just fucking walk away from him. He sticks around and just wants to talk all goddamn day long.
But you're right. He is quiet in a group.
Unbelievably quiet.
In a group setting, he is. It's that one-on-one. That
number
sweet
of times
one-on-one.
that he's followed me to my home. Been unbelievable. Well, just walk home with me.
Do you say a word?
No, I can't. I couldn't. Sometimes I'm trying to say, but. And yet when I would ask him something on the air, maybe. President's dead. What, Earl? Randy in Philly.
Hey, what's going on, Benningtons?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say to Chris Stanley, we're still all fucked up on weed down here in Philly. We're about to start shooting some smack today.
Jesus Christ.
You got to get down there.
I'm going to jump on the train.
You got to get some of that black dust.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're scene down there, Chris.
Sometimes our main line.
Yeah, any scene.
Fuck yeah, Chris.
Main line in the main line. That could be your fucking deal.
Classic.
Hey, Ronnie, what do you think of Pete Rose's reinstatement got banned again today? He's still banned from baseball.
Showboating Pete. It ain't going to happen during his lifetime. We all knew that.
I mean, it's bullshit. Baseball is saying about gambling, but then they own DraftKings.com. It's fucking bullshit. They're a bunch of hypocrites.
Well, they are definitely hypocrites, but I will say this. Once saw Pete Rose slide headfirst into a fucking blackjack table. So it's just not on the field where he would hustle. Just all laid out like that. I love Pete. Love that fucking man.
Pete's the man. They should just give it to him. Just get off his dick.
No, that's fine. I like it better when he's not in. It was just something to talk about. We talked about this before. When Kiss and Rush went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there's no reason to ever talk about that again.
Yeah.
They've taken away our conversation.
And I think that it keeps him in the conversation always.
100%.
Like, I don't think anybody would be talking about him as much if they didn't have that to debate about.
Fucking stupid old bowl haircut that he had.
Really goofy hair.
Yeah. Pete, we can't let you in. That hair is fucking ridiculous.
It's strange.
You know you're Pete Rose, not Peter Pan, right?
You're a grown man.
Yeah.
You are a grown man.
Pete, the front of your hair looks like the back of your hair. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Look at that. That's the back of someone's head.
It's bangs.
Yeah. That's somebody who doesn't care about anything but baseball.
can't think about anything else.
Pete, you just wear your cleats to church. You got to stop this.
He's the best.
1980. I'm guaranteeing you right now the Phils would have never won in 1980 without Pete. Not just for on the field, but everybody's game fucking rose up. I said that to him once in an interview, and he goes like this, "Thank you." Like, finally. You know what I mean? Finally, the fucking truth. Let's face it.
Someone said it.
Yeah. None of those guys were hitting at all. Oh, I got that. Fucking Boa couldn't hit his weight, and he weighs 115. It was a fucking embarrassment until I showed up. I think he hit 300 when fucking Pete was there.
Holy shit.
Somebody would fucking took a little time with him. Bam, 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 bam. A wonderful Christmas time. My dick is out.
Huh?
My asshole too. What are you singing, Shins? Did you even look at the lyric sheet before you started this?
The song's getting a lot sexier.
Now I got to go back and listen to that Shark Mouth because I never heard it since the day we talked about it. But I remember everyone was laughing their ass off. It's just Shark Mouth.
It's great.
But I got to fucking hear it, you know what I mean, from Chad, not from you, Chris. You think you'd be fucking spinning it around back together, maybe make some of this best stuff. What's the best stuff? You drunk again?
No, I'm sober. I swear to God, I'm sober.
From the day I fucking started radio, somebody's always been assigned to do the best stuffs, and those best stuffs are almost 100% about that person. Whoever,
the best of me.
Whoever picks the best stuff, this is the day I forgot my lunch.
Guys, it was great. We had a great time on the air with it. People loved it.
It's a couple really Chris heavy clips. That's going to lead into another Chris clip.
Chris is getting his Christmas present from the whole team tomorrow.
Really? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the shit.
Yeah. We were going to do a Yankee swap or white elephant, and then we decided, no, let's all just chip in together and get Chris a thing. Because we know you have no family of your own.
No family. No family plan. It's just a single person plan.
It's not
I don't share data or minutes. I get them all together. I get them all for myself.
Oh, I got a little bit of a spy report here.
Spy report.
That 1970s movie Star Wars is opening this week, and you'll be able to see the new one.
Really?
I know you haven't heard this anywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You
They're
think
bringing it back.
You think that they would just be blanketing the world with Star Wars memorabilia and ads? No,
you don't hear a damn thing about it.
Not a peep out of Disney, that's for sure.
Come on, Luke Georgeness. Get the fucking word out there. I saw J.J. Abrams on 60 Minutes last night. He's the spitting image and talks exactly like Jermaine Lassier. It's fucking crazy.
I gotta look at. I haven't thought of that.
If you keep typing during the show, I'm going to go out of my fucking mind.
No more.
You're like fucking doing a show with one of those people who's in a courtroom, the stenographer. It's fucking constant. I'm going to take the keyboard away from you.
No more.
You don't make eye contact. So, oh, yeah. There is a glass right there. Look at it. I was like, I was eating duck last night. There's a picture of a duck if you want to see it.
Peking or...
What is wrong with you with that?
It's an OCD.
Is it your fucking founder fucking thing that you have to be connected to the internet at all times?
I'm a millennium.
I'm going to fucking yank that goddamn thing out. I'm going to throw that computer, Opie's computer, out into the street. By the way, I do have my own spy report, and I'm just going to say it.
Spy report.
And I don't want to make a big deal about this, and don't let it leave this area.
Okay.
And if any of our listeners tweet it or post it to anything, like read it or whackbag. Is that still happening?
Is that still big?
Yeah, I think so. RonFez.net. All right. So this does not leave this.
Okay.
And by the way, look out if you see anyone tweet it or talk about it, because that person is a fucking rat. All right?
Don't be a rat.
Don't be a fucking rat.
That's the worst thing a person could be.
Thank you.
Dime dropper.
It makes your whole fucking family look like rats. All right? Like just a den of rats running over each other. All right. So here's the fucking thing, and I've heard this from 2 separate sources, so I know it to be true. Opie and Anthony are doing a reunion show for Christmas. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just when it fucking happens, turn to your friends and go like this. I know it. I heard Ron Bennington say it. I got a break here. I'll be right back. By the way, don't be a rat. Don't go tweeting that. Everybody will know that you're just some little fucking gossipy piece of shit rat. Just be happy and consider it a Christmas miracle. Opie and Anthony are doing a reunion show. As of right now, Jimmy's not doing it with them. Does not want to be in the same room with them. I don't know why. But don't go fucking tweeting out. Don't go talking to people about it. I heard it from 2 people that I trust, both with the same last name. All right, break. Back. It's Bennington. Hey, it's the Bennington Show during Christmas week. That's why we're playing all these Christmas rejoinders. I mean, this thing sounds like a Christmas tree today. That's how in the spirit of the season we are. But I just want to remind you of something. The reason for this season? Christ. Keep him in Christmas, all right? He was just a baby. He deserves your respect. His mother, a virgin. Crazy, right? It happened. Christmas, so excited about it. Gail, I know you got your tree yesterday.
I got my tree, and I'm decorating it tonight, but I actually picked it up yesterday.
Now, do you use the same decorations every year, or?
Yes, although I might have to buy more because I have a bigger tree than I've ever had before.
Well, you're having company this year. So
I know, so I'm really trying to show off.
Yeah.
But I got my wreath, I got my poinsettias.
Yeah.
Getting all ready.
I only put on my tree Chinese throwing stars or Chinese Death Stars, so whatever you think about it. And then at the top where you people put a star, I put, careful on those Chinese throwing stars. They're sharp as hell, and they'll take a finger off just by trying to pick them up. I can pick it up because I have a white belt in over 7 different martial arts.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I go once, I get the gi, and I quit. That's my thing. We haven't talked to him in a long time, it says here. Private Kyle. Private Kyle.
Kyle, huh?
I know a Private Pyle. I don't know a Private Kyle. I don't think anyone knows a Private Kyle in the history of TV and or movies. I see Joe checking to see if there's such a thing.
Not coming up.
Private Pyle?
Yes, Ron, it's been a long time. How have you been?
I'll explain Private Pyle to people. I met him when I worked in Washington, D.C. at WJFK. It was a station down there. And Kyle would call us. And in those days, and I'm sure you're better now, he had 2 personalities. And the doctors even said that you had 2 distinct personalities, Kyle?
Yes.
One, of course, is this gentleman that you can hear now.
Sure.
Sweet, nice guy. And the other, the wrestler Kane. That was his 2 personalities.
He protects me.
Oh, so he's still with you?
Yeah, but not as much, though. I'm on medicines now.
What are you taking not to feel like Kane protects you?
Well, I'm taking Sericol 100 milligrams and Zoloft or 100 milligrams. So.
And that's helping you, buddy?
Yeah, but, he's still there. He's my friend and protector, so.
Now, have you ever said that to a shrink that you say Kane?
Oh, yeah, they know about it.
And they don't mind?
No, they just, ask me when I see them if, he's bothering me or something. I said, no, not at all.
Sometimes I think they're as crazy as you are, Pyle. That's the beauty of it. Well, you're a terrific kid, and it's good to hear from you again.
Yeah, so where are you located now?
Well, we're up in New York City.
Oh, okay, and what about Fez?
Fez retired, and he lives in Florida now. He's had some health problems this year.
Oh, okay, so do you have anybody working with you now?
Just me and 2 voices I hear in my head, but the listeners aren't able to hear.
Maybe I have a friend who maybe him and I come up and visit you. I know I said that in the past, but
who is your friend?
Oh, he lives in Northern Virginia, And he has psychiatric problems too, though.
So I'd get both of you, two guys with psychiatric problems, stopping by.
Three, really.
Imagine both of us in New York. We've been there before.
In your mind, or actually physically here?
We actually went there and we ran out of money, so we had to take the train back home.
Yeah. Well, I guess you didn't run out of too much money.
This time we'll bring enough money and everything.
That would be great. Someday, right? Someday, pal.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go, Ron. You all ready for the holidays?
As ready as I ever am. I really don't change much throughout the holidays or what I do the rest of the year.
Well, if you talk to Fez, tell him you talk to me and I say hi.
I'll do that.
Oh.
You know what? I might text him right now.
Okay. All right, buddy.
Pyle says, hey. All right. Talk to you later, my friend.
Okay. Take it easy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Always Pyle doesn't kid about what he goes through. He's been, hospitalized several times. But it's always interesting and brave to me when a person, everybody's got to deal with something. This is a little more.
Yeah, and it's a strange thing to talk about it as like he's still around, like he's still present.
Yeah, he's still there. And all you got to really do is tell people your nuttiness, and they'll be able to help you. Don't do something nutty and then say, here's the reason why I did it.
I wonder if it's original Kane with the mask or corporate Kane.
Original Kane with the mask.
All right.
I don't even think he cares about corporate Kane.
Who does?
Yeah, the original Kane was the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the best, Chris. You're right about that. So Vito's here now?
Yeah, Vito's here, yeah. Young Vito.
We're still going to hire him?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's still on the books.
Still the plan.
Let it be now. I like this on the permanent record. Big mistake.
All right.
Put that down.
That's your prediction? Or you already feel?
Oh, I already feel that way.
I'm going to send it down to HR.
I'd rather hire, just put down on that same thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather hire Mike and Molly's TV mom.
Would rather hire Ron D.
We'll bring Vito in because I know he has a problem with the billionaire Mark Zuckerberg. It's always funny to me how people are always smarter than geniuses. But he basically is. So what's your problem with Mark Zuckerberg?
I just think it's a little douchey to put up pictures of your kids on Facebook. He has better stuff to put up there.
So, first of all, you follow him on Facebook?
Yeah, I have to. He's the leader.
Now, here's the deal. Just let him be himself. I don't know why, if someone has a kid, it's a big thing in their life. I don't know why it infuriates everyone else that kid has become their obsession.
I like big moments from kids' lives, not the little things like changing his diapers. I get it, Mark Zuckerberg. You're like a normal guy. You wear hoodies. You change diapers.
Maybe that is a big thing in his life.
It feels tremendously large when a man changes his child for the first time. It feels not unlike the first time a heart doctor would do surgery. It's much more difficult that comes to men, particularly if they weren't raised with little siblings. That way. Well, look how happy Zuckerberg looks.
Yeah, he loves his little baby.
What's this room like? What, he has a picture of the world map up there? It looks like it's like a Facebook map too. It looks like it has little blobs like where Facebook's popular. He's already. I'm not a fan. I'm not feeling it. And you know what? I'm really anti-Mark right now. I'm going to call him Marcus.
I don't understand why people get mad at other people for.
Look at how cute his little baby is.
I would not even know about this. Yeah, first of all. His baby is probably as cute as any other baby, but certainly not cuter. Already has a Zuckerberg haircut.
Show me steps. I want first steps, first words. Maybe
come back in a year.
Yeah,
spill a little pasta on his face.
You don't have to follow him for a year. People review other people's Facebook pics as if they were movies now.
Right.
Like it's something that needs a review. This is just a moment from his life that normally he would share with his mother, and yet he's sharing it with what I call Facebook Nation.
And Mark probably feels like everyone else is doing it. He's been watching everybody else use his platform to share baby photos. He's like, now I'm getting in on the action.
Maybe when they go, maybe people would go like this. Zuckerberg don't even put up pictures of his kids. Why should I pick up pictures of mine? I saw a Facebook thing over the weekend that 65% of young people, founders, if you will, still think that Facebook is cool.
Really? I would have thought they would be out of their favor completely.
You hear about that, but I think as people come into Facebook age, they still want to do it.
Right. That
You know what I
people
mean?
are still signing up for it as they're becoming.
There's little children right now who can't wait till they get their Facebook page, the way people used to wait for their first car. You know what I mean?
I finally am allowed to have my own
My parents
social media
trust me
presence.
enough.
I always hear the founders always talking about Instagram and Snapchat. I'm surprised they still love the Facebook.
Yeah, but I think they have all of them. I don't think people get rid of one because something new. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I have Twitter, so I don't want Facebook.
I think the days of that are over because that started that way with MySpace.
Yeah.
So MySpace happened, then the Facebook shows up, everybody dumps MySpace.
In a big, big way. Very, very quickly.
I don't think that has happened where we had another mass exodus like that since Facebook showed up. I think now people just kind of collect social media. Maybe you use it a little less than you used to 6 months before, whatever, it goes out of your favor. But I don't think people unsubscribe from social media anymore.
It's kind of fun to go to MySpace and see what the world 2006 looks like in real time, because it's almost as if the apocalypse took place, because people are like, check back in with me tomorrow and I'll let you know how the party went, and then you just see you just be like, on our way to the White Stripe show.
It's gonna be shit.
It's gonna be fantastic, but it's really fucking interesting to see, particularly for the founders like that weren't around for that.
This is historical. People
were so different back in 2006. They used to be obsessed with karaoke.
Oh, they loved karaoke.
Here's something that's interesting, that because media companies are constantly trying to catch up with the founders in the way that they do things. There's a new TV show coming out called Angie Tribeca, right? I think it might be True TV that's doing. So, I looked over to see if you were, and you tried to. You might be getting that spot because he wants to put you on this, Vito, but you're not a computer obsessed. Chris is. It might be smarter to put Vito in your chair, and then you're free to tap away on the computer to your heart's. Anyway, I'd like to get back to the conversation. Yeah. So this Andrew Tribeca is coming out. They are releasing all their episodes in one marathon on True TV. So you could watch them all at the same time the first day. It's like binge watching in real time.
They're encouraging the binge watching.
Yeah.
But then is it binge watching then if they have the control of when
people don't want to be told when they should binge watch.
That's what I'm wondering.
They want to have the freedom to binge watch.
Okay, but it's on demand as well.
Right, okay.
TBS is doing it. But what they're trying, the entire first season is going to be released on day one. And then season 2 will be at one a week. So they want you to binge watch an entire season and then jump into season 2.
And you have the ability to do it unified with everyone as people are live, probably tweeting and responding. It's like you're binge watching with America.
I don't know whether you watched the SNL show this week, but the girl comes out and starts to complain that Breaking Bad did not get nominated for anything this year because she had just started watching it.
Leslie Jones.
Yeah. Well, the fact is, like 3 weeks ago, she was just tweeting out her binge watch as if it was the rest of us were binge watching as well.
I love it.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's such a funny concept because I know that feeling of watching a show that's already over or is a couple years too late, and you want to be talking about it like as though it's happening.
Absolutely.
And you can't risk telling people that you're watching it
because
they'll know where you are. They'll be like, you get up to the part where that happens, and you're like, no, you can't phrase it like that.
Why are you saying that? No, I didn't.
You're going to cry when you hear Baby Blue. Just let me say that. I thought that was such a great fucking thing to use that pop song against exactly what was happening. It was fucking insane. It was one of my favorite endings ever. My favorite ending of all time was tonight's Fargo.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You've seen it already?
That I can't share with you because I've got rats listening to this show who've already gone back to O&A.
Have they done it?
Yes, they fucking did it. I thought we had cool listeners.
Oh, come on.
People almost pride themselves on being rats, I think, in this day
Here's the deal. When O&A do this Christmas reunion show this year, and at this time it could be with or without Jimmy, I don't know. Act surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy's really the holdup in this thing. And here's what's happening with Jimmy. He says he loves Opie, loves Anthony, doesn't like them so much together. I think because, I don't know why, actually. I thought I knew. But anyway, do not bring up the reunion show.
Yeah, come on.
Don't fucking tweet it out.
Don't be a rat. It's people like that is the reason that the rat emoji exists.
It's why rats get a bad name.
Yeah.
And they spread disease and they bite babies in the crib. They do. In the ghetto. On a cold and gray Chicago morning, a tiny little rat hit a little baby in the ghetto. And a rat bite hurts. 'Cause if there's the one thing that he don't need, it's a great big rat chewing his little toes in the ghetto. It bit off his toes. So anyway, that's why we call people rats when they go around squealing stuff.
They make the noise of a rat.
Right. But apparently they're going to do this reunion show next week.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know whether it's going to take place on Opie's show or Anthony's show, so I recommend that you listen or view them both. But it's going to be radio history.
Wow. Can't believe this news.
Yeah.
If everyone can just stay cool and not talk about it.
Not tweet it, not be an asshole.
Yeah, don't.
Anyone who does that is no friend of... They're not a scope bro.
Oh, God, no scope bros there.
They're
Scope.
a dope hoe. All right, and that's a hoe who will have sex with someone for dope.
You want to be dope hoes or do you want to be scope bros?
Actually, dope hoe is a less embarrassing thing to be called.
You want to spread your legs out for anyone just for a bendel?
Oh, my God, your bluntness is
Chris.
disgusting.
Why?
I'd rather you tap along and start looking at fucking pictures.
No tapping for me.
He's just tapping dope hoe.
I want to see what comes up in Google image search.
I've got tickets to the opening tonight for Star Wars, and I'm not going.
Really? Why not?
I don't want to fly our way out to L.A. to see a movie. I'm like, send me a screener. Trust me.
They wouldn't do that? They wouldn't send you a link?
No, I like put my name all over it. Like, put an embarrassing thing. And they still won't do it.
What their problem is.
I'll tell you this, J.J. Abrams, you just made an enemy. And I'm going to set out to destroy this Star Wars movie from the top down. Chris Stanley gave away a fucking... And I was so mad about this. So he was drunk again the other night. And you put this out in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, it was probably at 1 in the morning.
Star Wars spoilers, and you're in the back of a cab or a fucking Uber or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I was yellow cabinet.
And then he's like, I'm going to give away this spoiler. And he counted it down, and I'm like, I'm going to... And I was supposed to go to this thing, and my chick is like, come on, let's go. And I go, I want to see what the punchline is to Chris's joke. And he actually did give away the spoiler. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that sounds, real. And I went and looked it up, and apparently it had already been in one of the books, huh?
Yeah.
And then you saw the script.
Yeah, I saw the script analysis, and people have look from my sources, from seeing what's been put out there already. I know what happens.
Is it called the dark web? Is where you go?
Yeah, it's a dark web.
That's your whole thing.
That's where you're able to read stolen scripts.
Yeah.
You buy child pornography, and then you also
not the last part.
You can buy drugs on there as well.
The middle part, no.
Have you ever attempted to buy drugs off the internet?
I've I've found the sites, but I just don't want to send them to an address.
Why don't you send them to your girlfriend's house?
No, definitely not.
They'll never suspect
But
her.
I know plenty of people who are constantly buying things off the dark web or just getting it sent to all sorts of places.
I don't even know how to get to the dark web.
You need a special sort of web browser.
Is it just full of snuff? That's what I
I've
imagine.
seen links that said the snuff here. I don't click on them. But yeah, there's snuff. There's all sorts of weird shit. And there's plenty of script leaks. And yeah, I gave out a big Star Wars spoiler on Friday night. And I'm going to give out another one tonight. I'm going to give out, if you want Star Wars spoilers, you follow the iBang.
See, now I saw that pop up.
On Periscope.
And I did not click it because I don't want a spoiler. I'm surprised how many people want
Star
spoilers.
Wars? I want to be spoiled with Star Wars.
I know exactly how the entire film lays out. And I'm not lying. I got from the trailers. I know exactly what happens throughout the entire film, and I'm going to give a spoiler a day. It's like the fucking 12 Days of Christmas.
Well, you can't do it on this show. We don't
no.
like rats on here.
No. I'll be a rat on Periscope.
By the way, someone said to me that Stephen Knight ratted us and my spoiler today on Read It.
Really?
Oh, no.
Sounds like someone's a dope hoe.
He wouldn't have lasted one season on The Sopranos.
No, that's for sure.
Not even one.
Yeah, if he was in Boston, he would have run the Irish mob for fucking 35 years.
Really well for himself.
I think it's interesting that someone ratted on him that he ratted.
Yeah, that is good. I fucking should be mad at the person who ratted and give out their name.
You're all dope hoes.
I like rats.
Fresh Time also is a fucking rat. Why would you do that, Fresh Time? Why would you be a rat? What do you get out of it?
You get thrills?
That rat life?
Because I'm going to tell you right now, no one who read it is going to fucking trust you. All right? You're fucking an outsider. As what we used to call, when I was a kid, you're a Chinaman.
That's real when you were a kid. That's what you said.
Well, I grew up. My dad had a railroad job. My dad was building the railroad connecting to the well, you know how they connected to the east with the west?
Yeah, sure.
He was in charge of connecting the west with the north. It doesn't get as big a fucking deal. But they would have Chinamen, and then my dad said, don't get too close to them. As soon as we finish the railroad, we're shooting all of them.
Oh, no. That was the plan?
That's what this country did. And there's actually a picture of people. We just finished the railroad, and then moments later they were shot. Schotten? Schotten is a German phrase meaning shot. You were excited about some kind of sky thing, Gail.
Yes.
Sky pilot? Was that
There is a new proposal by this company for the Sky Hatch. So the Sky Hatch is like a sky deck or something like that. And it's a 2-seater spot on the top of an airplane that is completely encased in, not glass, but it's a see-through material. Right. And you can see above the plane 360 view all the way around. So you could buy these seats and essentially feel like you were riding on top of the airplane.
Now, does it put your head? Okay, you take an elevator ride up into it.
Oh, man.
It's a gun turret from World War II is what it is.
Yes.
It's a World War II gun turret.
And then in between the two seats, you can control your seating, so you can even turn to the side. If, like, let's say you had the Grand Canyon out your right side of the plane, right, you would be able to maneuver your seats so you could look out the other side of the plane.
So what are they charging for these two seats?
I can't imagine.
Probably it's an extra $40.
Oh, I'll definitely do it.
First of all, you can't get a beverage or any fucking snacks.
You know, I'm not going to lie. There were a couple things I was concerned about.
Piss break?
Piss break and leg room. It just doesn't look like there's a lot of leg room up there.
Because I like to spread my shit out.
Yeah, that looks tight for the legs to me.
When I'm in a plane, I like to take off my shoes and socks.
Now, this is their first proposal, and then there's another proposal where...
Bottom of the plane?
No, that'd be cool
Yeah.
too, actually.
What about just pulling you behind in a glass ball?
Just whipping around on the back. Jesus Christ. The glass is
Hello, stewardess, take us in, please. Bing. Take us in. I don't like it as much as I thought.
the glass is just covered in vomit.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And urine.
I would love to get up there and get a view of the plane.
So this is their other proposal, is just having this hatch come down. And then I would think maybe...
Plenty of leg room there.
Then you'd get more leg room.
Great.
Yeah. That way you don't have an elevator in the middle of the plane.
Also, somebody gets stuck on that tiny elevator ride. And you're just in this, like, I can't breathe.
And I'm afraid of heights. I have two fucking problems. It's too tight and too high.
Do you not get movies like everybody else?
Yes, you just saw them.
You got the
Put a
flat
fucking
screen, bro.
First of all,
That's a map.
if you're going to pay all that fucking money to look out, you don't want to see a movie.
I still want last year's top movies.
Then you know what, dude? Go fucking sit back with the rest of the strap hangers that you ride with.
I want my
in the back of the
DirecTV.
fucking plane.
And I want last year's hit movies.
Could you imagine watching a movie when
No.
that was your view?
No, you would be seriously. You'd be not just dumb. You'd be veto dumb at that point.
You'd just be watching the TV shows they give you. Like, have you seen Grandfathered? It's pretty good.
No, tomorrow night we're doing the Interrobang is doing their Christmas party, and we've been invited. And I know this is going to be awkward for Vito, but Dan has been invited, and I mean, let's face it, that was the golden age of the Bennington show.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's when we peaked.
Yeah.
It wasn't as Vito-ish,
right?
You know, back
Less
then.
founder heavy, really.
Yeah,
The
it
veto
was
factor was so much lower.
smarter.
I don't like when he says it.
Well,
What's that supposed to mean?
here's what I want you to do in 2016 to prove yourself. Beat up Stanley at some fucking point.
Will
And
you
then-
do it?
Yeah. When you do that, you'll get the respect around here that you deserve.
Hey, I got a bad arm.
Stanley, I'm sure it's been a long time since you've been in a fight.
Oh, I can't remember the last time I was in a fight.
Now, you're going to go out jumping around with Jeffrey Gurian, right?
Yes, I have.
So
I can't wait.
he sent me a text, angry, that you weren't with him the other night when he was with Tracy Morgan. And he goes like this. He says he won't come with me because of his arm, but how's he able to do his scopes that is so popular? And he's like, imagine his scopes with, and I'm like, why are you trying to convince anyone? Fucking Chris said he would do it. And he's like, when? So I go, I don't know, maybe, you know, either early next year or over the Christmas break if he wants to. And he goes like this to me. Can he do it more than one night? Can he go out a couple nights? I go, how do I know?
You're not in charge of him.
What? Here's something I never had before. Can I double it? He also wants to be invited to the Sirius XM party.
Be my plus one.
He was last year.
Let's do it, Jeffrey. You're my plus one. And Pasha. The soon to
Pasha.
close Pasha. But yes, I will have to get with Jeffrey to figure out our jumping around date.
Apparently, it should be tonight to get him off my back.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a blast. Jeffrey
Oh,
always has
yeah.
a wild night.
Yeah, I'll ruin every relationship he's built to jump around like that. Don't worry, Jeffrey.
I'm never giving out secrets again. Eric Carter writes to Opie. Awesome news heard on Bennington at the Opie and Anthony reunion show. You're a fucking dick, Eric. I'm trying to put together a Christmas miracle, and you're being a dick.
Eric, maybe you weren't listening at the part when he said the rat thing. Now you're doing that. You're the rat.
Who's that star that E-Rock's talking to out there? With the beard?
I believe it's someone from Game of Thrones.
I never saw that show.
Natalie Dormer, a.k.a. Marjorie Tyrell on the show.
Is that the dragon?
No, that is the, she's a current, well, I don't want to give anything away.
Is there
She's-
anything different between Game of Thrones and Pete's Dragon? Are they exactly the same?
Please tell me they're the same.
Totally different. Totally different.
Because I'm going through it right now, and please tell me Pete Dragon shows up.
You should do spoilers for Game of Thrones.
No!
That Pete's Dragon is coming on.
I'll spoil everything tonight.
No!
Tune in to have a worse time.
Gail, you also put up on the iBank today, and this was the reason why you're invited to the party. You come up with great wire stories, but this one about a building that they want to put up on 57th Street.
Yeah, so there's a building that is going up, a new skyscraper, 102 stories, massive. And instead of just having the current, kind of modern design, just plain glass pillar, which is pretty much what skylines are being taken over, those kind of, they have this insanely intricate design. There's still glass incorporated, but they're taking that kind of gargoyle, kind of gothic
Chrysler building look.
Exactly. Very much like the Chrysler building. And it's crazy intricate. Like, I don't think we've seen anything like this in design for a very long time. Like it or not, it's certainly really bold. It's going
I think it's fantastic, but I can also tell you this. I see how these things start with their ideas and what the city finally approves, and you're going to see a glass building there.
You think that they would never approve something so...
I never see them approve. I just know that the shitty Freedom Tower started as this amazing looking building.
Right, yeah.
And they still call it the same thing, but it's certainly not as interesting.
But
I like some scariness there on foggy nights.
It's very gothy. And look at it, it's like very winged. There's all these like weird wings and like faces in the side of it. And this kind of like chrome. It's very bizarre looking.
Yeah,
I think it would be cool to start if there was a swing of architecture that it was going to be interesting again. Because I was always told that no company would pay for something like this anymore because it would be too expensive.
Here's what's happened though. Building materials have changed. So instead of thinking about, stone and cement going up in the air, can you do more interesting things with glass? And that even looks like some kind of weird plastic. You know what I mean? Like I have a 3D printer that could probably do most of the design work that you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the material is that's the chrome-like thing that's kind of the shimmery gold material. But yeah, it's crazy.
That's actual gold.
It's pure gold.
Yeah.
It gets very like Ocarina of Time, like Legend of Zelda kind of at the top.
Uh-huh.
It actually looks like
Legend of Zelda is a good call.
Yeah, doesn't it look like that?
Looks like a castle.
But it's like a futuristic version of it.
Oh yeah, not like today's fucking Legend of Zelda, but one that will happen 200 years from now.
But to me, it looks like in a movie, the futuristic evil company that is going to put out robots who are going to kill the world. Like that's what that looks like. It's very gothy, but then like weirdly cold and modern at the same time.
I could comfortably live in that building.
Definitely. Now imagine having the penthouse suite and just looking out and just a robe over the...
You're looking over and going like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm the devil. I'm glad I'm here to destroy Earth. Oh, look, there's people walking out. It also said that their shopping would be done on the 64th floor. That's where they would put their mall, on the 64th floor rather than on the bottom.
Makes sense.
And then letting people walk outside there.
To kind of keep people like moving through the building instead of just having everyone at the bottom, actually making it a whole experience to be up in the building.
The Time Warner building, I think, has restaurants like on the 34th floor. I always loved the idea of a sky lobby. Some of the buildings here call one of the places that I go to see movies at before they come out. They have a screening room. They have a sky lobby, so you have to get on one elevator, go to the sky lobby, check in, go down the hall, get on another elevator. It means that you're basically going through two lobbies and taking twice as long because there's two fucking elevators, and it annoys me every time.
But I like the term sky lobby.
Yeah, it's not that far in the sky, though. If I'm going to be totally honest, it's not as far in the sky I wanted it to be. But that building always annoys me because if they do say, oh, I'm sorry, you're not on the list, now you have to fucking go to an elevator.
Damn it.
And leave.
I made it all the way to the sky lobby, please.
Anyone can get to the sky lobby with a fucking bomb.
Now, how high up is this thing that it looks like you're just open air there? It doesn't look like
it's high enough that they'll never approve it.
It's pie in the sky stuff, you know? I mean, that's like 60 floors.
Well, I'd eat a pie in the sky. I mean, it'd be
good.
delicious.
On the 64th floor, you can get one.
Yeah. And I'm fucking
Pie
going
shop.
to get one. I'm amazed that people want to sleep this high above the earth. You know what I mean? Like, I get, like, you got to work there, so you're showing off. But if, like, say to your kids, good night, get some sleep on the 110th floor. If there's a fire in this building, I don't know what we're going to do. I guess go to the roof and hope helicopters rescue us. Because we're too far to make it down.
Yeah, there's the one that they're working on that's the tallest residential building.
Yeah.
I mean, how many stories is that? I mean, it looks massive. And that's the one that's super skinny, right? It's like a very skinny.
That's also on 57th Street.
It's changing the skyline and making it uglier. It's the only building that you see.
It's really weird.
It looks like it's taller than every other building in the city.
It does.
Here's a big story up on the iBank today. Serena Williams caught taking a taxi to finish her own charity race. So, Joe, is this your story?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Exactly what happened.
So she started. It was for her own charity. She started racing only to get 2/5 of the way in, and then she took a taxi, went to the finish line discreetly, and then finished the race. And then Venus Williams finished the entire race, and no one knows why she did this.
Probably because she didn't want to run so much.
Makes sense.
Busy.
Yeah.
She's gonna get tired.
Yeah, I would rather ride in a cab than I would run all those Ks.
God, it's so much better to be in a cab.
I can't watch Jimmy Kimmel clips when I'm running. Well, I guess I could, but
that Jimmy really is funny with Halloween candy with the kids every year.
Oh, yeah. They never see it coming.
I think it's funny that the people felt the need to rat her out. Like, I saw that fucking bitch in a cab. She is the athlete of the year. She's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Kind of bugs me because she didn't win that last thing. As you put it, she won the Serena. Jenny Butt just tried to wave to me. I didn't wave back, but she's with her kid, and I don't want to treat her mean in front of her kid. I just looked over. But you didn't win the actual fucking.
Yeah, she didn't win the year Grand Slam. She lost in the semifinals or whatever of the.
But what was the thing that she
won?
had
The
won?
Serena Slam, which means she won 4 of them in a row, but not all in the same year.
Right. Okay.
And that's nice. But the Grand Slam is what it is.
That's the real thing.
It's just like, I'm not going to be impressed if the Patriots won 19 games over 2 seasons. I want to see you doing it in 1 season. You could have easily been considered the greatest team of all time if that fucking ball doesn't get stuck to a guy's head. But it happened that way. It was a fluke of a play. It's embarrassing for Giants and their Giants fans. But that does keep me from calling you the greatest of all time. Sorry. I got to stick with it that way.
We're revoking your accolades.
Yeah. I am in charge of the nation's palate and what they find tasty and what they find rank. You went from sweet and tasty to sour and rank within seconds. All because of a single play. Are you a Giants fan or a Jets guy?
I'm a Jets fan.
So you got nothing to think about. I mean, just don't even ponder.
Yeah, nothing in any sport at all.
There was a story this weekend about, as always, the celebration of a touchdown. And I don't want, but the Steelers coach actually started to knee walk along with the player. Who are the names of both of them, Chris?
That's Joe Porter is the name of the coach.
And the player is?
The player is, I believe it's like William Gay.
Why don't you just look at the fucking headline? It's gigantic.
No, just Joey Porter, Steelers linebacker coach.
Just watch it so we can. So they start to knee walk. It cost them 15 fucking yards. Now here's what I would say to the coach. We want the team to think that scoring is something we do in the regs. You know what I mean? You don't want to be overly excited for doing something that the team was hired to do. Score touchdowns. It should not come as some shock that you start knee walking.
Yeah, that it looks like you're crawling towards water in the middle of a desert because you can't believe how amazing your fortune is for getting a touchdown.
I despise the fact that people feel like they want to celebrate their touchdown so much that they know the rules and they know a penalty is coming their way and they do it anyway. It drives me nuts.
You're up 22-7. I say, start the party. Let's get dancing.
But why, Vito? What do you have to fucking dance about?
About life. You're up 22-7 against the Bengals.
What? You did your job. That's what your job is.
You know what? I do a nice little dance every time I feel good at work.
Well, I haven't seen you dance yet because you're fucking not pulling it off. You're not what I call Dan capable yet. So the fact that you were even in a drinking show the other day already makes... I don't want to become this guy during Christmas week, but it shows a lack of leadership. Mm. It would easily be your executive producer thing if you didn't get yourself caught up in it. And why would you bring your drunken roommate on to bring up the interrobang?
I don't know why. I don't know what he was doing.
And did you hit it off the second that he started doing that?
I did.
That was the part that cracked me up the most.
Yeah.
I do it for the fucking interrobang. That's why I get all that pussy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was so fucking ridiculous. I'll tell you something right now. In life, Joe, you're as cool as your friends. And that means you're a dork, dude, because you hang out with some fucking dorky dudes. Who's your squad that you run with? And why are they important to the squad?
All right, we got Charlie. He's pretty boy. You know, we got chicks with him. We got Bam. He keeps his ear to the ground. He's street smart. And we got Luke. He's good with the ladies. And then we got me. I'm the tech savvy one.
So two of your guys have the same fucking thing.
Ladies men.
Ladies men.
Yeah, I think one of them needs a different thing.
Oh, Luke is also sharp as a tack. I forgot to add that.
That's more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only have one ladies man per squad.
I don't like guys that make a big deal about doing something.
And this was against a Andy Dalton-less Bengals team.
Yeah.
I mean, this was
Well,
a
he
fucking
wasn't going to
gimme.
stop a fucking touchdown from being scored. But stop acting like you're shocked that you scored a touchdown. Act like that's what we do. I wish there was some fucking way. In baseball, here's how much little they put up with it in baseball. If someone's hitting a home run and is watching the home run, they get hit next time they're up, or one of their friends get hits for watching their home run leave.
Wait, why?
You're showing up the pitcher.
Yeah, it's disrespect. Like, remember in the playoffs this past year, the Blue Jays guy, he hit the home run, the walk-off home run, and flipped the bat, and everyone lost their mind thinking, like, this guy's a piece of shit.
Right, they hated him.
Because he did
and
it
yet
in a kind
the
of a
same
showboaty
people
way.
act like, I love it when they dance in the end zone. Why doesn't every time a guy throw a fucking block, he get up and start doing the robot? Oh, I know why. Because he's not a fucking dick.
Steelers are off the rails.
I don't want to come off to Gavin McGinnis here, but I think if this was a world without black people, we still wouldn't have invented the end zone fucking dance yet. Because any white guy doing it is just fucking copying.
I mean, the most the white guys is spiking a ball.
Do they jump into the stands?
They do the slam dunk on the.
Yeah, but that's after they had to learn it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't invent the celebration. Like, if we didn't have black guys, no one would ever shoot a three and have left their fucking hand up in the air, still looking at it.
Pretty cool.
It is cool. But it's also annoying.
I like how that's evolved to now you just shoot the three and you turn around and don't look at it.
Yeah, which means I'm not even here to help you guys get rebounds. I'm chucking this rock up and taking myself out of the game.
Helping us lose.
Here's what annoys me about people shooting the three. If fucking Kobe hadn't gone crazy to shoot the three at the last time he went to his childhood home, Philadelphia, the Sixers still wouldn't have won. The fact that he missed 70 fucking threes that night is what got the Sixers their only win of the season. And it's still annoying. I wanted them to not win anything. Nothing. I wanted them to come off like Charlie. Drunk, stupid, and then your friend has to click out of it. I'll tell you this, dude. I noticed you with Charlie. You're the fucking beta dog.
No.
Yeah.
We compliment one another.
No.
I've seen them, fucking interact outside this place, and he's the beta.
No way, Chris.
Nope.
No way.
Nope. Charlie said, "Hey, you got to shoot some. I have to have a Tinder photo shoot to Joe, like, because I need some more Tinder profile pictures."
Okay, first off, I said I was the one who needed the Tinder photo shoot.
Mm-mm.
Well, you better fucking get somebody to superimpose another head.
You want any?
Well, luckily we have Luke. He's sharp as a tack.
Get him on it. All right, I want somebody to find this for me. I'm watching the Army-Navy game the other day, right? So they show the cadets. And I don't know, I haven't seen, I thought that this would have been all over the internet. So the cadets are in the fucking field. No, these are guys that are fucking cadets at fucking West Point, right? So they're badass young men. And there were all the guys dressed in their thing, and then 4 guys who had their shirts off, and they were painted in yellow, and it spelled out Army across their chests, right? So they're like, Army, right? And the cadets are like, beat Navy, Army! And then they started to play in the stadium Apache Jump On It, right? So all the cadets start to dance, and the Army players in their half nakedness start to dance, and it was within seconds the gayest thing that was happening in the United States of America at that time. And I'm fucking jaw dropped, and I'm like, this looks like the gay parade, that you can't have people dancing to Apache Jump On It without looking gay, no matter who you are.
Just a couple of shirtless guys.
Joe, you're still struggling to find the...
Still looking for it, yeah.
It's only one of the most famous songs in the history of the modern world. You were attempting to try the...
I was looking for the
you're
picture.
not going to be able to find it. It's over a 4-hour game. Some listener may have seen it somewhere. Someone might know where it is. I don't care if we take forever to find this. This was fucking shocking. And I was hoping that the play-by-play guy would go like this. Wait, is our military gay? I never even thought it to this second. Now, the other thing is they all know the dance steps to a song that was years before they were born. And they were throwing cock. These dudes were all throwing fucking cock to this dance. And I know they want to blow off some steam. It's like me this week. I'm not pointing out how drunk the staff is. I'm letting that just roll by. You know? I feel like, okay, this is their victory dance. I'm used to a lifetime of scoring touchdowns. They've scored one, so they're going to dance like it's never going to happen again. I get it. Yes, we're all familiar with the Fresh Prince doing it. Theo, MPA.
Oh my God, the whore bag is toast. Hey, Ronnie, just real quick, I heard one that was from Cincinnati that the announcer commented while he's doing the game that the receiver ran a jerk route, and then he jerked him off.
All right, thanks, dude.
You got to check this out. Cincinnati Bearcats.
That's plain for me. I got what you had to say about it.
Masturbation.
Yeah,
I get it. That was clever.
I need to break here again?
Yes.
It's the Bennington Show. You know it's a bad show when it flies by.
Hey, that can't be true.
You know what? Let me call Vito back in here. I owe him an apology. Where does Vito go, Joe? Wait, keep the intern in. I'm asking you a question. Where does Vito go during the show?
He goes to upload some stuff for a different show every now and again to the profit system here.
Without letting us know?
I suppose so, yes.
Well, you knew. Why didn't you tell me?
I was just going to apologize to Vito about something that a listener said. He had a different opinion, and I bring up his work ethic. And that's because his work ethic has bothered me a little bit. I think he's getting off to a bad start, but it's celebrated through drinking. I thought he came in here a little lazy, but I did bring it up too fast. And here's what bothered me about his opinion change. He didn't give reasons for it. He just said, no, I like it the other way. It's very fucking lax for a guy who's just starting. So let him go do his other work. This is going to be Christmas celebration week. All right? We're all going to stay drunk in here for a week and act like we're doing good work. All right. So that was that. But anyway, if he ever comes back from his other things he has to do, let us know next time. So we're not calling on people who aren't here. There is see if anyone finds this even slightly, offensive. A Brooklyn comedy club is offering free admission to Muslims. I wonder if somebody did Christian night, if that would bother people.
Yeah, I think that would bother people.
Yeah.
It's definitely a weird thing.
Here's what is like a little annoying. The guy doing the inviting is a Muslim. You know what I mean? Like maybe if that guy was Jewish and he said, look, I'd want to reach out to the Muslims, that would seem good. But if a Jewish guy did free Jewish nights and everyone else pays, we'd be like, dude.
Yeah,
this is why everybody says stuff.
They would be mocked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a weird look, and it's even weirder now that you tell me that the owner is
Muslim. Yeah.
It's extra weird. Like, it was weird before, but yes, that would not fly, I don't think, with any other religion.
If a Baptist say it's $10 except for Baptists, people are like, dude, you fucking Baptist, pain in the ass.
So his angle is just they're getting it rough right now, and here's a place where you're welcome.
I think he's just doing it as a fun joke to get some stuff. You know what I mean? I'm sure that he's a guy who's not taking this seriously.
Right.
But when you read it, this is why the internet and even the media itself sometimes can make things seem a little strange. When you hear a Muslim guy is saying free night for Muslims, you're going, of course it is. Just like when I go to fucking Chinatown, I know the Chinese people aren't eating the same shitty food I am. I know you have a special fucking Chinese menu. I heard it from a lot of different Chinese people before. And you can only order it in Chinese.
Yeah, I want from that menu.
Yeah. I want the secret menu. I don't want to eat off the regular white people menu.
How is he getting people to prove they're Muslim? Is he giving them a quiz or?
He makes them face Mecca and do a prayer.
All right.
So you'd have to know that prayer. Now here you consider yourself Catholic.
Yeah.
You don't know a single Catholic prayer.
No, that would be a train wreck.
You'd never get in.
I just went into this club. I swear to God, I'm Catholic.
I'm Black Irish, I swear.
Well, I don't know about the Irish part, but I'll vouch for the rest of it. So it's certainly not a big deal and should be taken as a good tongue-in-cheek the way it was intended.
But you know it's not going to go over well.
Yeah. And yet I'm like, well, what if we start doing that? I mean, this is how Donald Trump ends up getting elected. It starts as a joke and everyone's like, no, but seriously, what about us?
He does have a point.
You're making...
I like how people go, well, Trump will say something that everyone else maybe will think and then not say. You're like, that's not always a benefit, you know?
Right. Some things you probably should think and not say aloud.
You don't want to invite someone to your house and have them go like this. Man, your grandmother is both fat and close to death. We might have all thought it before, but it's best not to say it. That's why there are certain rules to society.
There are so many people who say that about themselves as a virtue. Like, oh, I tell it like it is, or you're just going to get the truth and the real thing.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
No, you won't.
I don't particularly want that from someone I don't know very well.
Yeah, by the way, I won't be getting that because I'm not hanging out with you. Fucking person who doesn't know how to be a human being. You know, I Look, the reason why there's something called white lies, so it means a small lie, you're lying to protect the other person, right?
Right.
So you're saying, I'd love to come to your party. I'm out of town this weekend. Not, dude, you are so dull and your wife is so bitchy that the last thing I want to do is spend my Saturday night over at your dank house listening to bad music and drinking well drinks. I don't want to do that.
Doesn't sound.
Don't ask. I get away with a lot when I say to people, I don't go to weddings. And then sometimes I will go to a wedding and people go, I thought you didn't go to a wedding. And I'll go, I made this a special fucking occasion. And they go like this. Well, that's great. Now it's great. Not only if I just say I'll come to a wedding, right. I get over for it.
Because you've set a precedent.
I just don't go to weddings.
I think that that's a good precedent to set with friends and family in general. That if you're like, I don't
miss family weddings.
Yeah, I don't do those things. And then, you're right, then everybody's cheering when you walk through the door. This
They're
is
like,
a special occasion.
Yeah, they think this must be a really great wedding if he's here. That girl right there, she's very beautiful.
Yeah, she's very attractive.
Put up a picture of her from her show.
This is her on Game of Thrones. Marjorie Tyrell is her character name.
Super pretty.
Yeah, she is.
There's also topless pictures as well.
She's standing right there. I don't want to see a topless picture of her until she leaves.
Got it.
Isn't that the whole point of the show? Everyone's topless?
Most of the actresses, yes, get naked and have sex.
I've seen some male nudity as well since I've been watching.
Ass or cock and ball?
Both. Now, listen, is it much lighter on the cock and ball than it is, everything else? Of course, but it's been in there.
Here's the thing. People will always say, well, he'll do male nudity, but never do they show an erect penis. Like a lot of times you'll see people and they're just, it's like they're having sex and the guy rolls over and you're like, he's soft already?
That's nothing.
What happened? Has this been sped up? I don't understand. Is this time lapse?
There's something wrong with his penis.
If you're going to do that, then they should at least have a little note at the bottom of the screen. 10 minutes later.
10 minutes later, after his penis had completely softened and was dry, they had this conversation. I'm just trying to get it real. That's what I'm at.
You're a straight shooter.
Yeah, I'm a straight shooter. That's what I do.
But yeah, there's plenty of floppy penises on Game of Thrones. At least one a season.
All right, tonight is the last Fargo. We don't know who's going to live, who's going to die, whether they've all been dead the whole time. I can't tell.
I hope it's not like that.
Maybe some of them will come back as zombies.
Bear, please.
And tonight's Fargo is brought to you by Star Wars oranges. Star Wars oranges. When you want to taste it, when you want your orange to taste like Star Wars.
I mean, it's got off the goddamn rails, the Star Wars thing. They have bags of oranges. They're just oranges. And the label on the oranges is Star Wars oranges. And a picture of the
Star Wars oranges.
It says Star Wars oranges. And there's a picture of the soccer robot.
Well, they're from Tatooine. Those are actually suns.
Really? Well, I was totally off.
Tatooine sun, won't you come and bring a soccer robot? Tatooine sun, won't you come? Won't you come?
Tatooine sun.
And there's also Star Wars mascara out there as well. CoverGirl has Star Wars mascara for the Star Wars look.
Is it like specific to characters? Like
just says Star Wars.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. Star Wars is going to make over $5 million.
Are you
over
sure?
That, and probably well over it. The buzz on this thing, the buzz on it.
If you're going by the oranges alone, this thing looks great.
We can't keep these Star Wars oranges in stock. It's like the kids just love orange juice now.
What was a big flop movie this year? People expected to do better and didn't. Joey.
The Peter Pan movie?
Yeah. No oranges. That's where they fucked up.
exactly.
Right here the other day, I was out getting fruit, and it goes, "Oh, it reminds me, I want to see Star Wars."
Also, my eyelashes, I couldn't get them Peter Pan themed enough, so I didn't even go to the movie.
No, you shouldn't.
I didn't want to embarrass myself by just having regular people eyelashes.
Tonight is the first premiere when the general public and VIPs will get to say it. They've been sleeping out for a couple of days for this. People are excited. I watched some scopes with it. I saw Darth Maul showed up, sans makeup. 15 people watching on the Periscope.
Oh my God.
And he's going, yeah, I played Darth Maul, and then later I played Toad the Wet Sprocket in X-Men. I don't know if you remember that. And then he had a little Star Wars laser fucking stick. I think they're called laser sticks.
Sure.
And he was tapping it with a little girl.
Cool.
And not trying to win. He was like,
come on.
Tap, and tap.
You should have swept that little bitch.
If I was at the Star Wars tonight, and the first planet that blows up or when something explodes, I would yell at, "Oh shit, son!" I try to get a big laugh like that.
Looks like there's another Star War.
You got fucking jacked up, dude. A lot of times, if someone gets shot in the movie, I'll yell, "Guess who's not coming home for dinner?"
I don't know why
Go ahead, step on it. My left. Go ahead. What was it, Chris?
I was thinking, wow, there's a World Star fall into this WorldStarWarsHipHop.com. They just have Star Wars fights.
Perfect.
Italian.
What's that?
It's Italian.
Yeah, it is Italian. So that's it. Tonight is the big night. It's gonna be fucking great, though.
Yeah, they've been waiting their entire lives to see this thing, or at least the last 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't been waiting that long. I've been doing other shit. It's not like you've just been sitting there like you're in a doctor's office waiting for Star Wars. You're living a life, and occasionally Star Wars will come out. And now you said there's going to be 2 a year?
2 a year. It's like this is like the new trilogy, right? So this is 7, 8, and 9. There's going to be a 7, 8, 9 once a year, and then there's going to be
spin-offs.
Spin-offs and and stories from in between the other movies. Like there'll be one from in between 5 and 6.
So if you're in between, that means that you are not in between. You're the next movie.
Yeah.
Here's what happened in between these movies. Yes. No, that's the movie. That's the continuation.
This can't be like Star Wars 3.5.
It's literally the movie they're making is the one in between episode 3 and episode 4.
I don't even know what that means. That would then become episode 4.
Yes. And then 4 is 5 and so forth.
I like so forth, throwing it in.
And then there's one called Rogue Squadron, just about X-Wing pilots. They're it's going to be 2 a year, and plus TV shows.
Some of them would be TV shows too, right?
Yeah.
Disney was brilliant to do this.
Oh yeah.
Disney, it's the best $4 billion they ever spent because they're going to turn this into $40 billion within 10 years.
Yeah. The theaters are going to be full of oranges
alone. Oranges alone.
Profits on oranges.
Look, there's the Star Wars tent. One of the things that would be really great is to, during a quiet scene, you break wind and then you yell out, "May the fart be with you."
Perfect. That's going to make the movie better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like little stuff like that. That's what's fun about seeing it live.
Or I think I might even start it off with this. Boring.
Too much
reading. I
reading.
think you're going to get laughs.
Or as you start to enjoy it, then you could say like boring, like it, don't like it, boring again.
When they do the fucking message that runs across the screen, I'll just read it out loud. And then I'll get mad and say, you know what? I have a disease where if I don't read it out loud, I can't understand it.
So don't judge me. I, too, would like to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
Like anyone else.
Sometimes I'll go to a foreign movie and I'll speak out loud and people are like, shh. And I go, you don't understand French. So don't fucking tell me what to say.
Be as loud as we want in here.
But you know what's fun? You do character voices with it while you read each one.
I act like everyone's Chinese, no matter who they are. Wee, come home with me. You know? And I get big laughs.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Why would you stop if you're getting laughs?
Right. If you don't like it, stop laughing and I'll change material quickly. Because I'm here to please you, the movie viewer. Okay? The movie audience is my audience. And when I yelled, that dude got fucked up, it's to make the movie experience better.
And we thank you for it.
And if I yell out, show them titties, it just means I want to see her naked breasts during the film. That's all. So don't take it the wrong way.
You say that before they've actually got naked. You're just hoping that they
I'll
will.
say it when I see some girls going to get popcorn. Show them titties. I've always done this bit too. Even since I was a kid, if somebody's going up to popcorn or something, I go like this. Hey, get me M&M peanuts too, even though I don't know them, and they have a shock in their face. Like those things are expensive, and how do I know you're going to pay me when I come back here?
Because you don't mention the price.
Yeah. You're not trying to even give me a $5 or something. This is going to be great.
Nothing will ever beat it. Pretty sure this episode 7 will be better than 8 or 9.
All right, Ed Sunday said this. Chris is wrong again.
About what?
New Star Wars every year, but one a year. Adam wants to know if the oranges are giant. I don't know about that. Seems like they should.
I know what I'm talking about Star Wars. I'm giving out spoilers, and I know that what the release schedule is. I know what happens in this movie. I know who dies. I know who lives. I know who gets revealed. I know all about it.
You do?
Yeah.
You feel very confident in that. You sound like
100% confident. When the last trailer came out, it confirmed everything that I've read. I'm not making this shit up. I'll reveal another spoiler tonight on Periscope.
Could it have been a fake script that you read?
No, because all the plot points in the script matched up exactly with the trailer that came out. The last 2 trailers that came out.
Plus, these guys, they work on the films.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
The spoilers that you're getting from the dark web is just not geek stuff, nerd stuff. Like, oh, Jar Jar Binks was the Dark Lord the whole time.
No,
right.
no.
And that's a fun little thing you're doing, but that's not actually. I mean, you've thought this in a way that fucking JJ has it. Chris is just finding out from people that were Teamsters on the set, who were secretaries on the set. These people go to the dark web, they give it away. Chris gave away a depth last night or over the weekend that was mind-blowing. And then I went and looked it up, and it happened that way in the books. And I'm like, okay,
so
maybe Chris is true.
It's true.
Yeah.
You have all the secrets.
It's great. It's great to know what's going to happen before it happens. And then it's great to give it away to people who want it. Or if they don't want it.
What do you mean?
I guess, spoil them on purpose. Oh, I just got you. Now you're not going to enjoy this movie as much as you might have originally.
Good.
But there'll be some location teases tonight.
Dude, you got to remember that Tarantino was furious with Gawker over this.
I know. I would never do this to Mr. Tarantino.
But you would do it to Star Wars.
Yes.
Do you feel like you yourself are a rat for doing this?
No, I'm not a rat.
Don't
He's
you think
a journalist?
Investigative.
But aren't all journalists rats?
Oh, yeah. They're fucking rats, all right.
Rats with a purpose. I say rats with carte blanche.
All rats have a purpose, and that purpose is to spread the plague. You never put San Francisco GPS in a SoundCloud for me, Chris.
All right, you'll have that tonight.
Too late. I wanted it a week ago. Damn it.
I'd like it.
Why would you want it?
For my own purposes.
To listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I say that?
You're not the only one who can listen to it.
Yeah, I am. David says oranges should have been tied in with Pulp Fiction. Get it?
Clever.
Pulp, orange pulp.
Clever. That would make probably more sense than just Star Wars oranges.
No, this makes more sense. All right, look. Never mind.
Good, say it. Good.
This is somewhat of a spoiler. One of the characters loves oranges in the movie.
That's not true.
It's just a lie.
They never show them eating or shitting in Star Wars. I'm always like, they don't even tell if the Millennium Falcon has a bathroom. I mean, I assume that it does. You're fucking flying all over the place. Some of those places, they just sleep in it.
Yeah.
But they never show you, I don't know, just how a Wookiee shits. I guess getting on all fours.
Like, and that weird little squat, like a dog does, where their feet get really close together.
This is why dogs need us.
They don't even appreciate it.
I guess you're right. They don't show meals either. I can't think of one.
No.
No one ever eats.
No one breaks bread in
one
Star
sleeps.
Wars.
Why not just cut it? We have knives now. Or cut it with your little laser fucking... Like, they never show you if they... What do they call those things?
Lightsabers.
All right, lightsaber. You don't have, like, a small one if you have to do delicate work? You know, like a little knife?
Smart.
Yeah.
Like you're just eating a steak with a tiny lightsaber?
Yeah, it's not like you're going to see somebody eating a fucking steak with a sword back in the old days. They're like, you know what? Is there a small sword just for steaks? And is there a one with a little holding cup, if you will, so they could have my chicken broth with it? So this is the stuff they fuck up with Star Wars. We'd like to see the character shit to see how it's done.
Obviously.
I want to see things get real on Star Wars. Not just this, flying around from planet to planet doing God knows what.
Look, don't get rid of the flying around and doing God knows what. I like it. I don't want to watch 3 hours of different characters shit. But I'm just, and you don't have to show it. But if you just fucking had Han Solo going like this, Chewie, could you take the controls? I'm touching cotton right now. I gotta go fucking drop heat. Oh, what did we eat last night? No one ever even shows it. But we must have eaten something.
Not sitting well.
Yeah.
Bachman? I feel like that's what he should call him, Bachman. Instead of Chewbacca or Chewie. Chewie just seems too childish.
The Chewie is pretty fucking childish, but it is his dog. He can call him whatever he wants. Is he like a dog man? Is that his deal?
I think so, yeah. I've always thought of him as some sort of a wolf, tall wolf man.
And he's always going like this. If they see stormtroopers, he's like this. Heel, Chewie, heel. Take him. Take him. Fucking idiot. I mean, fucking
Good
anyone
Wookie.
who talks and fucking dresses with nothing more than it looks like just a fucking ammunition fucking belt.
bandoliers is the only thing. I think it's his only possession in the fucking universe.
Do you ever like? What are you putting them in? Some old fucking carbine fucking.
They call all the
Rifle?
guns in that fucking shitty universe are called blasters.
Yeah.
They come up with the
Childish.
Let's
again.
put some more blaster fucking ammunition in there.
You know what's always bothered me about Chewbacca is he and Han Solo are able to communicate, but they're not speaking the same language. So how does
Well, I
that
have
work?
two different languages.
Yeah, why is one of them speaking in English, in present day
Well, I mean,
English,
and
and then he responds in like that weird sound he makes,
Yeah.
and then he understands. Like if like one
Is this any difference between you and your dog? You speak English, your dog barks. You guys know what each other want.
But
Chewie's just a big stupid dog who drives.
But doesn't he say things to Han Solo more than just like emotion? He's not just pulling emotion out. Like, isn't he actually communicating real things to him?
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, come on. Chewie, don't say that.
Here's the other bad thing about Chewbacca. You look at Han Solo. He's a fucking dude.
Oh, yeah.
Who's just out on his own. All right. He's not part of the whole fucking society. He's a single fucking guy stealing, partying, flying around. Chewie has a full fucking family back at home that he apparently just leaves for light years at a fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a family who, he goes home for holidays, is from what I understand.
Now, Han Solo, before he met the Queen, he was with a chick named Brandy. I think she was a waitress at some fucking bar.
Some cantina.
Yeah, that just proved that he wasn't gay. But fucking Chewie, I never even see him like on a little phone trying to call, see if his kids are all right. For all of you who knows, his children have fucking fleas. Or they're walking around rubbing their asshole on the fucking ground while their little paws are up in the air. Because they got worms. Yeah, Wookie worms. Which are the size of your fucking leg.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
And those kids eat bandoliers too.
So all this stuff is what's going to be in the brand new thing. It's going to be in the brand new start. And then a whole new gimmick for it.
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Oh, isn't it?
God, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I love all this stuff.
I have all the mascara and oranges I can handle. Spent most of my paycheck on it.
And you never see, like, here's the thing, like, Chewie's always there. But you never see him fucking go, I'm going to take the fucking thing off this weekend and I'm going to take the Falcon back to see my kids, my wife. Never. But if fucking Han is thinking about his chick, we're doing that.
We'll get back to Coruscant immediately.
But if Chewie would say, can we check at my house? Everybody would just look at him. Like, what? I don't want to be around a bunch of dogs all weekend, Chewie. I'm trying to do something. But Han's like, I think my chick is on the other side of the universe. Let's just go over and check on her. She used to be a fucking princess. Now she's a general. And for a while, in between the movies, she married Paul Simon. Couldn't make that fucking work. He's got to write fucking hearts and bones about what a ball buster she is. So this should be good. Star Wars should be fucking great.
It's going to be the best movie ever.
It's going to make a couple bucks, too, in the process.
Well, I said over 5 million first weekend. So, I mean, and that's just in this country. I think it'll make more than that in this country. I'm actually even aiming a little on the low side. But around the world, I think it's going to make some money too, because a friend of mine is Cantonese, and he's like, he can't wait for it. I go, how did you even hear about it over, because I didn't know they'd be talking about it in China. Sure. He goes, dude, we eat oranges. I fucking know all about Star Wars.
That's how we found out, huh?
See how I did a call back there, Chris?
It's great.
Yeah, thanks. What's up, Eric?
Hey, you were talking about Han Solo and Chewie being the single guy and the married one at home. It's Smokey and the Bandit.
Look, here's my deal on that. Love Smokey, hate the Bandit. Or do I love the Bandit? I can't remember. Tatooine song should come. Ooh.
Song's adapted to anything.
This says, light years is a measure of distance, not time, Ronnie. Your guys still won't correct you. Look back to whatever that part snip thing was that they did from the first one. Remember that?
Parsecs?
Yeah, parsecs. He fucked with that, too.
Yeah.
He fucked with that. So that's what that joke was about. When Chad Dukes is thing, hashtag shark mouths. Jermaine Lassier says, I'm a few minutes behind, but I might take some of at Bennington's show at Gail suggestions for the Star Wars premiere tonight. Well, you know how everyone is fucking dressed up for Star Wars when they go to see this?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's great.
Jermaine Lassier, don't do anything and have everybody go, oh, you came as fucking J.J. Abrams. Because he looks and talks like you, period. And JJ had an amazing, hot, smart chick. This chick.
Really?
Yeah. She was like a hot chick, but she wore like black rimmed glasses.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know she's not fucking around.
Yeah.
You know?
So then you're like smart and attractive.
Yeah.
Because of the glasses thing.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I even said she was smart. I mean, big fucking smart girl glasses. Yeah, that's going to be fucking great tonight. But, we dressed up. I saw a bunch of kids on my street. They were leaving to go to be part of SantaCon over the weekend. More girls than guys. Mm. There are more girls out there. The city has drilled them on the drinking and running around. So it's no longer even a day of drinking. It's a day of dressing up. That's all.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize, because I stay far away when SantaCon goes down. And what I kept thinking is so many sweaty dudes in Santa costumes because it was such a hot day.
Well, they brought it in as a dude bro thing for years, and dude bros getting drunk. Now they've taken it and they're like, you can still go out, you just can't be drunk. Here's the funny thing. They made a weekend thing. No drinking on the trains this weekend.
Yeah, none.
Who knew that you're allowed to walk into a fucking subway car with a cocktail?
Well, they was talking about Long Island Railroad and Metro North that go like out to Long Island and upstate. You can get as drunk as you want.
First of all, you don't have to worry about upstate being drunk. Long Island, always worry about it being drunk.
Yeah.
But when you're taking a train upstate, there isn't a bunch of fucking Irish guys screaming and fucking belly bumping and,
trashing the car, basically.
Yeah. Talking about how Wall Street was a great movie.
Yeah.
So fucking good. Wolf of Wall Street is fucking better than Wall Street, and they're all better than Goodfellas.
Wish there was less drinking on this train.
We got to get going, though, huh?
Yeah.
But you know that SantaCon is just another way of turning every holiday into fucking Halloween.
Yeah.
These fucking, I'm going to say blame it back on millennials, or as Chris calls them, mediums. I don't see them liking to do anything but Halloween.
It's definitely the favorite holiday of the millennial. They like to dress up.
We got to try to get people, let's do a Pilgrim Con on fucking Thanksgiving.
They would love it. And then that's how you really get Thanksgiving going again.
Yeah.
People really care about Thanksgiving.
Was it not going?
No.
I didn't know this.
The young people don't care for Thanksgiving.
I'm hearing this for the first time.
Trending downward.
I got an idea. Arbor Days, we all dress up like trees. And then we smoke trees.
Okay, we're in.
Is 4/20 a big pot smoking day?
Oh, God, yes.
Then dress like a fucking bull or a jay.
Or a giant bag of weed.
Oh, that's good.
I like that, too. Maybe J.J. Abrams, we can start and call Joint Abrams.
Joint!
Smoke that J. Look at a picture of his wife. Just put J.J. Abrams' wife and see if I'm not right. I saw this on the City Minutes show last night.
There she is.
She's
with the
not wearing her
glasses.
yeah.
Oh, she's very sexy.
Yeah,
She's very smart.
Sexy. She's also taller than, and she fucks with him. She's like Michelle Obama. You know what I mean? Like fucks with him during the whole interview. Like no matter what he's accomplished. She's like this. Oh, who? The king of the reboots? Maybe once in his life he could come up with an idea, right? And and then he's talking about Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. And she goes like this. During the City Minutes, she goes, but let's face it, at the end of the day, it's just a movie. We're not curing cancer. We're not feeding fucking starving people. And you see J.J. Abrams looking crushed.
It's more than just that. It's everything.
She keeps him grounded.
You know what? Everyone's job isn't curing cancer. But we all can't come in here feeling like Chris, like who gives a fuck? Most of us want to do good work, you know?
You can't just go to your job and say, well, I'm not curing cancer.
Yeah, this is nothing.
This stinks.
When Don's asking me stuff, I'll go like this. Don, please. It's not a big deal. We're not curing cancer. You've dedicated your life to radio, but it's nothing in the big picture. And, I wonder if, like, people who do work trying to cure cancer, they're probably like this. Look, don't get upset. It's not like we can cure cancer. Let's face it. That can't be done. But at least we're getting paid. You're keeping a roof over your head. Your kids' bellies.
Just another day at work.
Isn't it always funny when people try to take fucking responsibility, like, when they act like that's the thing? Like, if you ever complain about your upbringing, your parents are always like, you always had a roof over your head and 3 meals a day. And you're like, that's fucking standard in this country. I mean...
Prisoners got that.
Seriously, that doesn't even put you at the 50% mark.
Yeah, if we're in a third world country, that'd be very impressive. I would give you that.
Yeah. Though that family, they're rich, they eat. Oh, God, I hate those rich kids. They always come into school burping, and it smells like eggs or cereal.
snacks.
Yeah.
They have so many snacks.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll reach in to their pocket for a piece of toffee.
For lunch?
Yeah.
No!
Not for the whole family, just one person, a piece of toffee.
I want toffee now.
Yeah, you could probably go over to some of those fucking countries and just pick up chicks just by having shoes. Like, a fucking girl would look at you with shoes the way a fucking American girl would look at you driving a Lamborghini.
If they see
Look at that. There's bottoms to that fucking shoes. Look, there's soles to that. He is doing okay. Is that a belt buckle? Huh. This fucker is flashy. And if I'm not wrong, that's not the same pants as yesterday. But it's got multiple clothing. Can you imagine that you'd be so broke that you were naked?
Yeah.
Like,
You're
so
just
broke.
Yeah.
That you literally be naked.
I can't put the money together to get some cloth for myself.
If I was that fucking broke, I would definitely just wear a barrel on some suspenders.
Oh, yeah, because at least you could be comedic about it. Like, you're poor, but you have a sense of humor.
Sure.
And I like that.
Sure you do. I would think that you'd be able to trade that barrel for a pair of pants.
I mean, that would alone.
I mean, you know, pre-used pants. Where fucking Joe's shops.
I would make the trade, but you seem to have taken the bottom of the barrel off, so now this means nothing to me.
Just keep it on the floor tight. If it's a barrel that you're not going to be lifting, you're fine. Where's the bottom of this barrel? And top. Now come to think of it. I can't believe this is the end of the show already.
I know. I'm fast.
And only 4 shows left.
That's it.
We're out of there.
Yeah.
Docs and Cock. Smoking with Chris is not working to cure cancer. That is true.
Sorry, everybody.
All right. Halakast was making fun of the Wookie wife. And if I had a wife look like this, I wouldn't come up home much either. Well, I guess it's not the best. I mean, in Wookie, where it might be pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, he finds other Wookiees attractive, I would think. I don't know how much interspecies sex is going on in the Star Wars universe.
Well, tonight should be an exciting night, right?
I can't wait. I'm so excited. This might be like the most excited I've been about a show in a long time.
Well, I can't imagine a show that's been as good as this. Like, I don't want to blow it up portion, but Fargo is 1,000,000 times better than Breaking Bad, which makes it 1,000,000,000 times better than The Wire. Should be great. I'm going to be sending G-Baby Fargo spoilers, and I expect the same of you. All right, let me just say this. G-Baby will end up loving Star Wars.
You think so?
Yeah. He already does love
What if he storms out
He
so
loves
bad?
it without even seeing it.
What if he just doesn't finish watching it? He's like, I can't deal with this shit.
He can watch a Wookiee fart for 3 hours and still think it's great.
This is genius.
Yeah, loves it. And then a couple years later, he's like, you know what? That did stink. All right, that's it for us. We got anything we need to plug? No big shows coming up. Tomorrow night, we've got our Interrobang party. The next night, the Sirius XM party, which means no work will be done this week. None at all.
There will be work.
There will be constant drunkenness.
I will get work done.
I saw your work in progress. His name is Vito. You thought he was funny today, right?
Yes.
Did you? What part?
His take on Mark Zuckerberg.
Which was what?
That he doesn't agree with posting the baby pictures on.
What part made you laugh?
That he.
Let's go back and listen to it now in real time. See if we all start cracking up.
Okay, well, Joe will have to grab it.
All right. I'll sit here and wait.
Joe, you working on that?
Yes.
At least in the moment, I found it to be funny. Joe, you're a crack guy.
Hey, be easy on him. He made me laugh today. Want to just do it tomorrow, Joe?
Yeah, I'll have the audio by then. I can pull it right now, though.
Oh, okay. Well, wait.
There's actually no possible way for me to pull it while the show is going on.
Jesus Christ.
I loved it, though. I'm hearing a lot of big things about it. All right. It is Christmas week. Partying starts. Enjoy your week. We'll see you back in here in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!